Come on. Good evening, everyone. Evening. It's the fan calling show. It's a bit late. I mean, to be fair, we played Forest on Sunday, but I'll let everyone else get it out of the way, and then everyone's calmed down a little bit, and then, well, I hope so anyway, and then we'll have a bit of a conversation about. All right, listen. Before I come in, we've got Ellie in as always. Good evening to you, Ellie.
Good evening.
And we've got Flicks in for the first time as well. There you go. Big up to you, Flicks. Hope you're both well this evening, and I hope people in the chat are going to join in soon, and we'll crack on. Look, listen, this is the fan calling show. Ellie, if you don't mind, we'll let Flicks go first because he hasn't got too long, if you don't mind. Flicks, tell us what you want to talk about, the bus parade, this, the that, the other, everything that's going on with Tottenham. All the way back to the Forest game, mate, and you can say your bit, mate.
Nice one. Where do I start? So much has gone on in it. Well, first things first, it's just been a complete and utter disaster. The bus parade itself, I really didn't see the point behind it whatsoever. It's like the Europa League trophy parade all over again, isn't it? What was the point? What was the point? I know some might say, well, you know, to give the guys a bit of boost, you know, togetherness and all that, but it was just a big slap in the face in the end, wasn't it? You know, a 3-0 defeat against a very good Nottingham Forest side, and, you know, Forest have a much better squad than us. I hate to say it, but it's true.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't like going back on the past, but when you think what we had with Pochettino, since then it's just declined season after season. Neglect, as I call it, as well. Ambition. Has been no ambition at the club to this very day since then. And, you know, I'm just begging and seriously praying for Enic to sell. It's not going to be easy for them to go because obviously you got all the other events going on, as well as Tottenham Hotspur Football Club itself.
Yeah.
But obviously the other question is, if we do get relegated, we're going to lose, obviously, a lot of money, a lot of sponsors. But then again, Enic are going to lose a lot of money as well. So it's going to be very difficult for them to sell because they're going to want profit and they're going to lose that.
Yeah.
So where do we go from here? You know, at the same time, big question mark is Igor Tudor. He's still lurking about. You know, put football aside for a couple of seconds. You know, my thoughts and prayers go out to his family. You know, it's devastating. But for Igor Tudor to step in, it's just been, again, a total disaster. Should have never happened. You've only had to look at his win ratio, look at how it finished up at Juve. And again, this bloke was meant to come in and get us win after win after win to get us away from the relegation scrap. And it's just got worse. We might as well have kept hold of Thomas Frank. So, yes, if we do keep hold of Tudor, we're going down. You know, we're doomed. 1 point in 5, not good enough. So if he does go, who comes in? Who steps in? Tim Sherwood, maybe? Redknapp?
Eddie Hutter? Eddie Hutter?
No. When I see that rumour yesterday, it gave me Igor Tudor vibes. I don't know what you thought of that or what everyone thinks in the chat, but that literally gave me Igor Tudor vibes straight away.
It's not for me, mate. Put it that way. I'm of the opinion now that we're the last throw of the dice. Just get some Tottenham people in there now that know the club and try and get that through to the players. I don't know what else you can do. What else is there that you can do?
Exactly. It's you know, when you think back to what Redknapp done last time, I know it was a very good squad back then. When you think we had Nico Crancher, Crouchy, you know, goal scorers, creative midfielders, to what we've got now, it would be very tough. But, you know, a little part of me would like to think, you know, if we was to get a Redknapp or a Tim Sherwood in, who's been at the club, they know what it means. to put an arm around these boys who actually care about the club, then just maybe we might scrape it and see another season in the Premier League. But if we keep out of Tudor, we are doomed.
I agree with that. I don't know what else to say. Ellie, give us your thoughts about the last few days, what's been going on at Spurs.
Yeah, so I was waiting in the pub for you guys to turn up, and you had a lot of trouble getting down there. So I was very disappointed not to hook up with you, especially Mark. And then we stepped out of the pub with a lovely chap, and we walked down, and the parade was just starting. Like the bus was just coming through. We got stuck between a rock and a hard place. But the thing is, I'm not against the parade as such, for the mentality behind it to lift the fans more than the players, I think, because the fans, we've been through a lot over the last 2.5 years since that Chelsea game, when Andrew was our boss, and it started going to shit, didn't it? Right. So I think the fans wanted it for themselves more than for the players, if I'm truthful. Right, because as a fan, you feel it more than the players, because the players don't support our club usually. It's not like back in the day when you had all the players, most of them supported Spurs as well, right? And they were Spurs lads. But now they're coming from different countries, different places around England, and they're not fully invested into our club, and it shows on the pitch. It really does, right? And I think the fans just wanted to boost themselves, which is not a bad thing in itself. But I got into the Bricklayers Arms, and that's when I really started enjoying it, because I was looking at the parade, right, and I was thinking, yeah, it's not a bad thing, but I just wasn't into it, because I thought, nah, I'd rather spend time with Phil P. If you had been there as well, that would have been the icing on the cake, Mark, as well, right? And then Mia turned up. She's a lovely lady, and we had a good old banter in the pub, and I took some videos, and we had some good sing-alongs in there, and that's what being a fan's about, right? And then you go to the match, and then you see our players, right? I'd say 80% of them are not trying, right? They're hiding, right? Because Romero's bringing the ball out, and he's getting a lot of stick, right, Romero? I'm not supporting him as such, because he's our captain, and he's done things that have been detrimental to our club as well, right? On the pitch, I mean. I don't care about what he says off the pitch about the owners, because I agree with that, but that's another story. But on the pitch, right, I'm seeing he's bringing the ball out and no one's moving, guys. Nobody's making a run apart from Archie Gray, and then Danso in the back was absolutely stunning. Brilliant. Won all his head jewels, was committed, right? And you want that from every single flipping player. And you get angry because you see that, guys, and you think, why aren't you playing for the badge? We're cheering you on. And then the fans started leaving. Even after 1-0, they started leaving. But after the 2-0, and you saw it, Mark, and then 3-0 came, and half the bloody ground emptied. Right, and I'm in the West Stand with the prawn eating sandwich people that I thought were like that, but they're bloody not. They're really good fans, and they're mostly they're older fans that I saw. There's some young people in there, but it's predominantly older people, and I really did relate with them. And I started the Enic out chant, and I leaned over where the director's box, and I shouted, "We want Enic out! We want Enic!" And they probably thought I was a crazy lady, right? But I'm Spurs through and through. It goes through my veins, right? And when I see players doing that, and then these people brought these players to us, right? And they appoint a manager as well, like Flick said, and yourself. no Premiership experience. He's got 1 out of 15 points, and he's gone. It was shit before, but it's even more shit now. You know, it's like a. It's so disappointing. It's very disappointing, and it breaks my heart to see our players not trying and hiding on the pitch. It's disgraceful. I've got to leave it at that because I was starting to well up.
And there you go.
The poor thing. Look at you welling up. So you didn't miss me then, innit, Queen Ellie?
Of course, I miss you, Philly. I just subscribed to your channel, as you saw. No, but it's sad. It's sad because you at least want the players to represent your club that you supported all your life to go on that pitch and give their all.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking.
Before you well up here and you fall into tears, and I don't want you
I'm
tearful.
not crying. I'm just sad.
I'm just going to take it from here. I'm going to say, every manager that comes in, they have like a grace period, a few wins at the beginning, and a few good months, and it's under Enic as well. Even Big Ange had it in the first 10 games, right? But they never actually buy into that manager. It's like they will start off well, and then as soon as the manager gets to a rough patch, they'll leave that manager short. Thomas Frank had it as well. They disappear into the background. So at the beginning, they'll come out and they'll say, yes, we want this, we want this, we want this, we'll have our Tottenham back. It's a false dawn every single time. And this is why I just stopped looking at the managers and thinking, I don't care who the manager is, because every one of them is given a false dawn. Even Conte was given a false dawn. But when the times get tough, Enic go running. And that's why I say it's institutionalized failure from the top down. If you're going to bring a manager in, you have to buy into that manager and give him what he needs to at least have a fighting chance of being successful. But we never do that.
Yeah,
of course.
And that's the sad bit for the fans. Now, right, Ellie, I love you for bits here, because you had me laughing at work when I heard this, because I said this to you all week. That parade was like a kumbaya session by the tree. I'm sorry, it was bad. I said to Ellie, it's like, these people, right, it's not the fans' fault, but it's the players. It's not just the players' mobility, it's their mentality as well. A lot of these players, right, we've had under Big Ange, and we've had it under Frank, and we've had it under Tudor. And by the way, Tudor's already called it out in his first game. He said that he was already making noises. And the second game, he made noises as well, that the players weren't good enough. Whatever system he deploys is not good enough quality for him to do anything with it. But we don't have a left winger. We are basically putting any player in that position because we didn't buy what was needed. We haven't got a ball-playing midfielder to progress the ball forward. So how exactly are you going to implement an attack from going forward when we don't have that fundamental player profile in the squad? And this is the stuff I saw in the summer. But as Queen Ellie will tell you, and Mark and Cookmaster as well, I sat there in the summer and I kept my mouth quiet. I just watched it in the background and I'm laughing my head off and thinking, I'm listening to about, we're going to do this because we're in the Champions League. And I'm looking and thinking, you're not going to do anything because we qualified for the Champions League 7 times in the last 20 years. And we've never actually kicked on and behaved like a Champions League team. So in the end, I turned around and said in the summer, I don't want Spurs in the Champions League because you don't do anything with it. You've had that springboard before. You just don't build on it. We never actually kick on. They get to a point and it's like, we don't want to kick on. And the last 6 years have shown that we've been basically buying from the bargain bucket. And I'm going to quote Raggadol's here, the reject bin. Every year we buy the players that are basically in a relegation battle or down by the relegation zone. Don't be surprised if you keep buying that level of player that you become a relegation level team, because you are what you eat at the end of the day. And that's what we do as Tottenham Hotspur. And you know it's coming. Look, all right. Solanke's had one good year in his career. We spent £65 million on that. If you watch the pigeon at Everton and Watford, why on earth would you waste £60 million on that? That's a wickedly bad overspend. When we sell him, we're going to take a massive loss to get rid of him. or we basically let him go on the free because his contract is up. When Solanke goes, that's a massive loss financially. And all you had to do was just to get a good scouting network, and there are plenty of strikers around the world, by the way, that would do a comfortable job better than these two, but we don't. The scouting is lazy. Yet the same scouts are still here every year. Why? Look at Lang. 2 years he's been here, and we've had 2 shocking windows where we're going to finish 17th and low down again. How is he still in the job? How was he promoted last summer? What is going on here?
Exactly.
I know why he's there.
Yeah, I know why he's there.
I put it in lots of chats, right? He's a puppet, right?
Exactly.
He's a puppet who's a soft man. He's very, very what's the word I'm looking for? He's just there. Like he's dry as toast. That's the words I was looking for. Right. And he's easily manipulated, right? So he just wields out whatever Enic tell him to say. Right?
I agree.
Yeah, and you know that because,
Ellie,
like I said in many chats, go on.
He's just here for a paycheck. Like all the
He's here for a paycheck, right? But he's also here. Which is very, very important to get out to this message in our community and everybody watching. He's here to tell exactly what Enic want him to do. He does. He's a yes man who just does what they say. All right. And he's not going to argue with them. He's not going to put up a beef. Right. Like Paratici, he would put up a beef. He would 100% put up a beef. But even him is not good enough for our club. Right.
Why do I... Right, Ellie, I'm going to say, I look at Lang, and I think, why does he feel like the new Hitchin? Hitchin was there for so many years, and every year that man would fail. He went to Portugal, to bring back Bruno Fernandes, he come back empty-handed. He went to Italy to get Skriniar. He came back empty-handed. He went to Italy, to go and get the Bala. He came back empty-handed. How many years was he allowed to stay on the job?
That's what I'm saying.
And I look at it, I think, yes, he was another yes man, and he come out at the bit. If you watched All or Nothing, he come out and said, "I hate the January window." Yeah, because that means you got to do some work, innit?
I know. It's a gentleman's club, right? When you see them, right? I don't know if you guys saw when the fan went up to Vinay, right? And I was trying to lip read to see what Vinay said, and then there was a guy who's I think he's the Tavistock CEO. He started laughing like it's some sort of joke, So they're very arrogant people who run our club.
Well, right. Another reason that parade, right? They got involved with Enic, and this is why for me it's dead. They got involved with the club itself. The club itself made money, a stupid amount of money as well, from the people that should have been protesting, and that's an insult to me. Because it's like, they bought 2-for-1 beer, and they had half-price shirts, and they made a wicked amount of money from the people that were protesting. So your cause is done for me.
It was less than half price, by the way. Right, 85. They were advertised at 85 quid because I went into the Spurs shop to see what was going on, and I told Mark this. They went from £85 to £34. That's and there was loads of people snapping up those bargains. It was like sheep to the slaughter. I'm telling you.
Even after the game, they were queuing up. The security guards were there before they went in the old flange things, whatever they walked through, and they were queuing up. There was probably 60 or 70 people queuing to go in.
Okay, now really. Guys, this is what baffles me. I've said time and time again, boycott. Yeah, go to the ground, support the boys, but boycott going to the Spurs shop. Boycott buying things on a website. Boycott even buying your food and drink during half time before the game, even at full time. Stop all that. Just go there to support the boys, then come away. If you want food and drink, go to one of the pubs. Because it makes me sick, get all these idiot fans that boo. Yet during half time and even full time, they're spending their money, and at the end of the day, Enic are getting that. And what do we get in return? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Right. And also,
lots all the time.
It's true, and also, right, a lot of the businesses on the high road, we know, me and you know, don't we? Has right? They're
Yeah,
owned
yeah.
by Enic.
Agreed.
They're
Oh
Yeah.
owned
yeah,
by
right.
them,
Yeah.
right? I mean, the number 8 bar, especially, is owned by them, right? And there's certain ones that aren't, like the Antwerp Arms. That isn't right. So you got to be careful because you're thinking you're not giving them your money, but you are.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
Yeah, because
that's
they're
right.
getting all the rents from those companies that they've bought out. Because what they want to do is knock it all down and build things on there. Because they're real estate, they're investment company, part of Tavistock. Yeah, so they didn't get to where they are being nice people.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Also, what I was going to say, Elliot, to add to a point you made, yeah, is I've said this over and over again. It's been a couple of years now, and it's if you reward people when they're being bad, yeah, what incentive do they have to behave? If they're rewarded, yeah, for not doing what they're supposed to be doing, yeah,
Yeah.
why do they have
yeah,
to? Why do they have to change their way they're operating? Because they're getting rewarded either way anyway. And
yeah,
that is why I said to myself, I have to boycott. I can't do it. I'm not giving you my money, even to support the boys. I will support the boys my way. I'll watch them on TV and I'll do what I can. And even that, I can't even do anymore. I can't stomach watching them. I have to watch the highlights because I can't do a full 90 minutes because 5 minutes, yeah, I'm already asleep. So,
yeah.
and no disrespect, yeah, let's have it take the punishment now. I can't even be bothered to watch the games. I want you to watch along and having fun in that. But
It's better
I
because
refuse
even
to
when
give
you watch
Enic.
it on TV, you give them your money.
Exactly. I refuse to give
Yeah,
Enic
it's true.
a cent because I look at them and I think you do the bare minimum. You buy from the relegation level clubs here and you think that that's going to get us competing. That's not getting you competing. That's getting you down into what we are now, a relegation side, like Everton were back before last season. We haven't gone anywhere in multiple years. Now I'm giving it their flowers here. They've built their stadium, they've built they had that time under Poch, which they were lucky to get. But it's time for them to move on. For me as a fan, yeah, I won't go until they've gone. But they have to move on for us to kick on as a football club.
Well,
Problem
25
is,
years and
is
2 trophies. That's what else have they got to show for it other than that? 25 years and 2 trophies. Yeah, we've got a good handful of very good players throughout that time, like your Gareth Bales, your Harry Kane, who broke for the youth. You know what I mean? But
they're never built upon, mate.
Sorry?
They're never built upon. You can have all those
Yeah,
players.
exactly.
You have the Gareth Bale, you'll have the Harry Kane. Yeah?
Exactly.
But
That was my next point. Like when you think Heung-min Son's gone, Harry Kane, Moussa Dembele, all these players that were quality and were so exciting to watch, to this very day, they've never been replaced. Instead, we get Wilson Odibert, Mathis Tell, Solanke, Richarlison, central midfield. We got Archie Gray. I do highly rate Archie Gray. You know, but he needs players in and around him to help build him up, etc. But it's still not good enough. We're relying on kids.
Agreed. It's a scattergun approach in the window. They don't even buy for positional sense. Say like Bournemouth, yeah. They sold Semenyo in the last window, and they bought Rayhan in the same window. So they did like for like. We don't even do that. It's such scattergun, yeah, that we sold Johnson, and whether we like him or not, as a wing option. And we brought in Conor Gallagher, who plays in a total different position. And because we've got injury crisis, he's basically forced into a position that's not his own. And then we're wondering why he doesn't perform.
Yeah,
of course he doesn't perform because he's not playing in the right position.
Yeah, Conor Gallagher was bought in for Benton Kerr, wasn't he? That's how I see it. Benton Kerr.
Yeah, so we never got a wing option then.
Yeah, but obviously when Brennan Johnson got sold on, like, I'm thinking, part of me is thinking, Flicks, maybe they're going to get someone that's a little bit better. And then who do we get? Some young kid from Hearts on deadline day. And that just sums Enic up to an absolute T.
Yeah, it's a hit and hope signing.
and you've got to laugh, otherwise you cry. It's just,
James Wilson, his name.
Yes, that's it, James Wilson.
Problem
He's
Problem is they give us like the bare minimum to keep people interested. I've said this so many times. Like they give you like the bare minimum, like a new manager or like a couple players, and you think, oh, this time's going to be different. Not that I ever believe that.
Or they hit and hope. They get a player in and hope that he's going to be phenomenal.
That's the
And
one.
9 times out of 10, he's going to be a
The
complete
thing
and utter
is,
disaster.
And our fan base, unfortunately, our fan base has this problem. They like kind of gaslight the rest of the fan base, think that this player's like amazing or something. They never heard of him like 5 days ago. It's like it's mad. It's like it's madness. But this is what happens with the social media feed.
do you know what I hate? I hate having to go on Google to Google the players.
Oh, you're doing a Danny Rose, are you, Ellie?
Fuck's sake! I've had enough of Google. I don't want to go on it anymore. I want us to go through. The thing is, they're not going to change their ways. We know this. We've had 25 years of it. It's not like we've had 5 years of it. We've had 25 years of it, and we've seen it been there, got the t-shirt, right? They're not going to change. All right. The only way this club is going to progress is if we get them out. Right, make them so embarrassed. Right, what we did, we done a parade. That's not going to embarrass them. That's going to profit them because all those fans have had loads of beer and they're going into the Spurs shop to buy things. And then when you really want the fans to stay in the stadium to cheer on the team, all right, they might be disillusioned with the way the team are playing, but at least stay. At least stay to the end, for God's sake. I've never, ever left. Whatever, we got battered 5-0 back in the 70s by Arsenal. I never left, right? I never left because I love my club. I don't care, right? I'm not bloody leaving and turning my back on my club, right? However shit they are, I will stay to the end.
100%, yeah.
Go on, girl.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I know there's 7 others of us on here tonight, but we're joined by royalty tonight, you know. Look at this geezer down the bottom here in the right-hand corner. He don't come on our show very often, you know.
I love Alex. Box office.
The box office is in town as well. Welcome to you, Alex. Welcome to Dave, by the way. Welcome to Haz. Joey's in. He ain't said a word
Davey
yet
boy.
either. You know,
you were talking about me,
and Flicks, when you need to jump, mate, you just jump out, mate. All right, you're welcome anytime. By the way, all right, fella, anytime, mate.
That.
All right, Flicks.
Who wants to go next? By the way, go on. It's your show, everyone. You carry on. You carry on.
For me, the problem is, like I goes about gaslighting and giving the bare minimum is, for example, if Poch comes tomorrow, I'm not saying it's going to happen. All these people who've been slagging off Enic or slagging off a club that don't know what they're doing, suddenly you will see like a 180 online. He's going to save us. He's going to suddenly, Poch is going to be like the Messiah. And going to save us. I'm not saying we're going to bring in Poch, but I'm just saying, say it happens. So all these people we moaning, suddenly they'll just flip. And then I don't think Poch, personally, I don't think Poch could even save us at this point. And that's just me though. I don't think any manager can save us at this point. At this point, we're just
all over,
desperate.
definitely.
I said the only thing that's going to save us is West Ham being more shit than us.
Or getting 60 points taken off them.
Right, the problem is the manager, at the end of it, it's just a small conduit, to the greater scheme, because the manager, is basically underneath the DOF. So if the DOF doesn't set the manager up and buy what he needs as a man, the manager has very little power at the end of the day because of it. So his job is dictated by the DOF. So if the DOF is inadequate, like we saw with Hitchin and with Pochettino, it's gonna fail. And it's the same, with Lang. If Lang remains here and Pochettino comes back, that's going to fail as well. Guaranteed that will fail. Because Lang himself is not a good DOF.
Philly, right? You're right. But also, you've got to point out that his boss is Enic. And what do Enic do? They do the bare minimum. So his remit is to do whatever you can with the bare minimum that we're going to give you. Right, because I think we're the 5th or 6th highest spenders, but what they do, right, this idiots who employ inept people to do the scouting, right, there's lots and lots of players they can get, right, to make our team better and also get the right players in the right positions and fill the squad with enough players so that you've got players who can come in who are just as good as the ones who are in the team, right? So that you don't get a bloody drop off. Look at Arsenal. They built a squad. They're ready to win, Arsenal. And we're bloody down the bottom.
I find our scouting network lazy. Sorry, guys. Yeah, me and Elliot like this. Yeah, it's.
Yeah, you have to jump in, everyone.
I find our scouting team lazy. I really do. It's like they don't watch the rest of Europe.
Lazy's a
But
good
they're
enough
starting the
word
Premier
for
League.
them, man. Lazy's
no,
too good a word.
I find them lazy.
They're disgraceful.
The problem is at the moment, for me at the moment, and hello guys, yeah.
All right, Alex, my man.
There's 3 weeks of 3 weeks of bliss because I'm not going to be talking about Tottenham. I should be doing this on my channel with the Box Office TV, and I will be doing it even more because the first thing I'm going to say, and maybe it's coming across negative, but truth hurts and facts don't do feelings, like they say. We're going down. Right, and if you're gonna say that I'm being negative, well, don't tell me about stats about us having the worst team in Europe, 45 defeats, worse than bloody Wolves. Don't tell me that we had the worst form this year, right, of any other Premier League club. Don't tell me that we've got a points per game. Right, yeah, I'm doing facts. Yeah, Mr. Box Office is doing facts. Yeah, get rid of it. Get used to it. Yeah, 0.38 from this year. Right, January, yeah, 0.38, right? So, unfortunately, at the moment, we're doing facts. The thing that's winding me up so much, and let's be honest here, yeah, because it's history now, we're talking about now, Tottenham Hotspur going to the Championship, yeah, right? Talk Sport yesterday, brilliant, absolutely fascinating, you know what I mean? Get the finance guy on it, and he's telling me about the finances about Tottenham Hotspur if we go down, the consequences. And I'm sitting there saying, thank you, mate, for telling me something that I don't really need to know about Tottenham Hotspur finances. Because if you're telling me about the finances of Tottenham Hotspur, tell me to get the job and give me the job so I can get paid for it. You know what I mean? So give me the job. Give me the job. Give me the job. Give the fans job. Yeah? Give the fans the job of doing the job. And the thing that really got me, yeah, he says, who's culpable for this whole thing? And he says he was kind of waffling a little bit, saying, and it was quite clear who's culpable for it. It's the owners, it's the club.
Enic, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's the club. It's you know what I mean? It's like you're only making it even worse for the fact that you're telling me all this stuff, because it's like sitting there saying, well, if that's the case, well, you're business people, so why did you not make the right decision in the first place all these years, especially this season? So you're talking to me. I'm sorry for taking up your time, because I could be doing some Mr. Box Office TV, because I know Dave and Joey need to have their time to shine. You know what I mean? So I do apologise. You know what I mean? But I'll take my 5 minutes. But the point is it's just my point is though. Yeah, it's just like I just don't get it. And then people are starting to have a go at me saying, "Oh, I need to be." Why are you not unhappy? Why are you not? Yeah, because I'm accepting it, because they've accepted it by what they've done this season. What can I do? Oh yeah, I'll do protest. Yeah, oh yeah, I was at the protest as well, by the way. So I've done enough there. You know what I mean? I actually paid my mate to go to the stadium as well. So thank you very much for telling me what I have done already. You know what I mean? So you're having a go at me for accepting this, but I go to protest, and some people don't even go to protest. Not having a go at them, but don't have a go at the one that's doing
fans. Fans, so-called Spurs fans, don't go to protest because they simply think it's a waste of time. That's the problem.
Well, no, it's not even having a go, but it's just I get you get your point, Felix. But the point I'm making is that people are having a go at me for accepting getting relegated. It's not me; it's my job. You know what I mean? I wasn't 100,000 people that were bloody doing a parade that we're getting absolutely laughed at, by the way, right? To try and back up these players, and then the players did what they did, and I'm hearing now that some of these players don't even want to be here. But
well,
you know, half of them don't.
You can tell the way they're playing. They don't want to be
exactly. Well, 0.38 tells you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you know what though, Alex? Alex, right?
2 years tell you.
It's relegation. It's the quickest way out of their contract.
Alex, you mentioned that finance guy just before we go to Dave, right? You mentioned that finance guy, right? He was annoying me, right? Because he said, right, that Enic on the business side have done very well, and he didn't want to make them culpable for the football side. And he goes, yeah, they did make bad decisions and this and that and this. And he's like going backwards and forwards. And I was thinking, just say that they're at fault for everything. What does it matter that they're brilliant on the business side? If that's not benefiting the football side, and we are a football club, what are you talking about? I was watching Sava as well earlier, showing the little clips of the bloke speaking and how damaging it is going to be to our club. Right, fair dues. It is going to be damaging. We know this. We don't need you to come on the Talk Sport and tell us. All right, we're not bloody stupid, right? And also, he was just annoying me. He was annoying me.
They're basically getting their
I
2
wasn't
pennies worth.
I'm going to love this.
It's big news, isn't it?
Right, I watched a documentary a few years ago, and I think I sent it to Sava at the time, and it was about Irving Scholar and about Hummels. And we invested in the Hummels business, and the business went bust, innit? And then the club went into administration. At the end of the documentary, do you know what they said? They said, next time, hopefully Spurs will not just invest in the business first, they will put the football club first, just in case it ever happens again. Guess what? It's happened again, isn't it?
It's happened
I'm looking
again.
at it and I'm thinking the business is overtaking the football, and it doesn't reflect on the football. Yes, we haven't gone into administration, but the business has overtaken the football in that aspect. Because I'm looking at the football team and I'm thinking that football team's been suffering badly. We could buy a lot better quality than what Spurs want to buy. It's like they've lost their place in the food chain for me. And they're going, like I say, they're going curb crawling instead of, and the standards are in the gutter, because instead of saying, look here, we want better quality, we're basically making excuses for the rubbish that they're buying. And that, for me, is another sad indictment of the thing as well.
You know what, though? Curb crawling, at least, I don't know about, I'm not a man, but curb crawling, at least you get a nice woman at the end of it.
David Pleat will tell you all about that.
I've heard them stories. Look, before
I'll take David Pleat right now. I'll take David Pleat right now.
He's about 102.
I'll take David Pleat right now, back at our club right now. That's how embarrassing it is, because I was criticising that guy as well. You know what I mean? It's embarrassing, absolutely embarrassing. He would do much better than what these people are doing at the moment. You know what I mean? And by the way, Danny Kyriakou, bruv, you can talk all you want, bruv, but you're not going to come on my show and I'll burn you to pieces there. You know what I mean? But you got to have the bottle, bruv, because time's ticking. Take your time with it. You know what I mean? Back to you now.
I'll just let you know, Alex, he has got the link. By the way,
we've got the link.
Come on, Danny, get on here. You might have scared him off, Alex. You never know.
Oh, well, he ain't scared. Oh, sorry, Ellie, Queen Ellie. Yes, he ain't scared. He ain't scared.
Yeah, guys, look, before I do shoot, because I've got to go in a minute, but look, I don't know what your thoughts are on this, right? But big up Danny from Hotspur Hood, because he said this as well. But winning Europa League, I feel, in my opinion, it's made the situation worse. When you think back to winning that, we've never been backed. Wasn't backed in the summer, wasn't backed in January. The whole thing is just getting worse day by day by day. And again, winning that Europa League simply papered over the cracks. It got everyone forgetting about where Tottenham finished last season, 22 league defeats, 4th from bottom. And here we are. Spurs, Sorry?
Flick, before you leave, and Ellie could say this one, Danny was in the chat as well as Cookmeister and Alex. And it was this year. That Europa League, at the time, I said that Europa League would be a rod in the people's backside. Don't go anywhere, you know. Because that Europa League will be a train right there. Yeah, you remember that, Ellie? Right, that thing will be a rod in the people's backside. Don't go anywhere, you know. Trust me.
Here we are.
Now, guess what? There you are.
And this is what I mean. Ambition. And no ambition. You would have thought winning that Europa League, we're going into the summer, we're going to sign quality for once. Didn't happen. January, big slap in the face again. Nothing happened, and here we are. We're just going further back now.
Money in the tills is the only ambition that Enic have.
Oh yeah, exactly. But winning
costs money. Money they do not want to spend.
Oh, of course it is. Of course,
true.
It always
to
comes
be
down
winners,
to money. Of course, it does. Yeah, 100%.
And to be winners, right, you've got to keep your eye on the ball, right? They just want to, they're probably swanning playing polo, playing
they
golf, you know
They
what I mean? They're not,
100%.
they just show their face on match day and then they go wherever they go, these rich people, yeah? They don't bloody care.
No.
Don't care.
Ali, they go on vacation in the transfer window. What are we doing
Do you know
here?
what I mean?
Right, guys, I've got to shoot.
It's supposed to be
I've got
at
to shoot.
work.
All right,
In a bit, guys. In a bit.
Later on,
Lovely.
mate. Take care. Thank you.
In some jobs here, right, you're not allowed to go on holiday at certain points in the year. Yeah, these men go on holiday in the summer window. What are we doing here, right? There was a part, yeah, you know, when we were going after Eze, that they said, yeah, and I think I quote this properly
Is
right.
that the Guna?
Daniel, is that no? Before he went to Arsenal, they had to wait for Daniel Levy to get back from holiday before they could kick the deal on, and I'm like, or do you not have a mobile phone or something like that? You have to wait for Daniel Levy to be here in person to be able to kick on for an Eze deal. What is that?
Do you know what? I'm a bit sceptical about this Eze thing, right? Because I'm just so sceptical about it, whether they were in it at all at times. Because you think if you were in it, right, you could have got that deal wrapped up. Like you said, there's a mobile phone. They just let Arsenal come in. As soon as Arsenal come in, they got him. Because he's an Arsenal boy. He was there when he was younger. He supported Arsenal. He's not going to come to us, right? Same with Semenyo. He's a Guna as well. We offered him £50,000 more than Man City. He thought, no, thanks. I'm not coming to you lot. Because people, they get to know what our club are like and the owners. There's no ambition there. Why would a player want to come?
But Eddie, I will say this, yeah, right, to be devil's advocate, we have spent money. We have spent money. It's just the identity. It comes down to the whole identity and planning. That's the whole point. That's been the problem for a very long time.
All right, Alex, I'll throw this question at you, right? What player do you think we've got that's worth his salt in the team?
No one. You know I don't rate most of our players.
Yeah.
You know I don't rate.
No, that's why I asked the question.
The only one that I think, well, I do like Paulinho. I did like that. I still like Danzo. Because he's consistent, and I said that he was the captain material. Got laughed at last season, right? Rather than Romero. I do like Kudos, even though he's up and down. So, but again, you know, there's nobody that I'm actually saying yes, I'll definitely want to keep him. You know what I mean? It's not nobody. There's nobody in that team. You know what I mean? I'm not. You know, I don't like most of our. I don't like any of our team at the moment. You know what I mean? You know.
But what about Dave? Dave, what do you think about the way our club have gone about business and, you know, in the last whatever days with the bus parade and everything?
Well, I've said since we've gone into new stadium, it's been marketing, business, with a footballing club on the side. I've been saying it since we moved into the stadium. It's just a huge revenue stream for them, and all the bits and bobs outside the ground they're doing at a hotel with more infrastructure. That's just pound signs in their eyes. The bus parade was, well, I don't. To me, it just seemed pointless. The whole thing was pointless after the result, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because those players showed no fight on that pitch and passion. What those fans did, waiting for the bus to drive past. It was stupid. It was. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this football club. Now we're linked with some guy whose name looks like, when you really look at it at a quick glance, Adolf Hitler. That's going to go down well.
Do you know what? It's like a joke, man. It's like a joke. It's a living nightmare.
I won't be disappointed if it was. We had a director. I think the most important position is the director of football for me. I think that's always been my fault now for me, because managers and coaches go. quickly. But I do think, but unfortunately for me at the moment, I just think at the moment is to get Mason in or get somebody in like a Harry Redknapp. And it's, at the end of the day, I am clutching at straws here because I don't think we're going to stay up. We're not staying up. Because at the moment I look at the games. I went through it on my channel, my last show, right? I only see us getting points, not 3 points. I don't see any wins. I don't see any wins out of the games that we've got left. I really don't.
The only reason we'll stay up is if West Ham somehow do worse than us.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Or Leeds.
Manager, I think us staying up is based on who they bring in next. If they go and get another outsider like this Hitler, whatever his name is. Sorry, I shouldn't use that. I shouldn't say that word on here, but I've been watching a lot of interviews on Sherwood. And he's blowing his own trumpet, saying, "I'd keep these boys. I'd keep this team up. I'll keep this team up."
If these players have checked out, it doesn't matter who's in charge. Doesn't matter. Put Pep in there tomorrow. If these players don't want to be there, we ain't staying up.
Exactly. 100%. You could put Pep in this team with Carlo Ancelotti as his right hand man, and they still wouldn't get a tune out of these players because they're checked out. And they're showing that on the pitch. And Romero showed that on the pitch. All that video of him, that video campaign, we stick together, blah, blah, that was rubbish. Where was you when you got tackled up the other end and walked back and they scored from it? Do you know what I mean?
I can say about Romero, right? He did try, right? Because he was bringing the ball out, but he's so slow with the ball. But we've got used to that over the years. That he holds on to the ball. He looks for somebody to run and he'll pick him out. He's got a good pass on him, right? No one can doubt that. But you can see from that incident what you just said, Dave, trot him back. He had no desire to get back as our club captain. And he's doing that. What sort of example is that setting?
He's not fighting. The team is not fighting for each other at the moment. They're not fighting for each other at the moment.
I hate it that Paulini isn't playing either.
And he's been absolutely, and that's the point at the moment because I don't think Nottingham Forest was actually that great against us in that first half. But at the same time, we weren't that great either. You know what I mean? Because I think really Nottingham Forest still were fighting for each other and they had a better midfield than us all day long. You know what I mean? And a proper team, and you know what I mean. So I just don't think out of the games that we've got at the moment. But basically, what I'm saying at the moment, games that we've got at the moment, we ain't getting 40 points. For me, 40 points is the one for me. I know it could be lower. I won't be happy with that if it is. But if it is, if that is, it's so be it. But the point is, though, at the moment, for me, if you want to stay up, you want to get 40 points. We've got no chance of getting 40 points with the games we've got at the moment. And by what I'm seeing at the moment, going forward, after the fact we might get relegated this season, or whatever we stay up by miracle, I don't see any positives either. Because at the moment, I saw this Kel that we were linked to, and I'm sitting there saying, well, what is the progress? What is the progress of him coming in? What's his remit? What is he supposed to be doing as a director of football? Is he doing the setup? What is he doing? You know what I mean? It's just, I just don't get it.
I, for one, will be very, very interested to see how many of these players come back from international duty with a little niggle that means they can't play, or a little strain here, or a broken toe here, or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll be very interested because I personally am expecting quite a few, the likes of Van der Ven, Romero, to come back injured and miss a couple of games with a little niggle.
I don't care. I'd rather have Danso and Dragosin in the back. It's been rubbish.
And that is at the end of the season, and it's a World Cup coming up. How much effort do you think these players are going to put in there? They're going to be conservative in the challenges before the World Cup because they can't afford to be getting injured before a World Cup. That's the ultimate short window for a lot of players.
And that's why Romero was strolling back on Sunday.
No. That's not why Romero was strolling back. No.
That was wrong. As a captain,
Romero,
he's a role model.
that is him.
Doing that.
That is Romero. I've been saying this for 2 years now. And I think, again, we just had another game where something I said 3 years ago was proven right again. Milenkovic is a better defender than Romero.
Oh, yeah,
Now,
100%.
All day
Romero-
long. All day
Danso's
long.
a better defender, and I'm going to say that higher.
I've been
He's
saying
better.
it since he was at Fiorentina. First show I ever done with Sava, I said, give me the first defender I want out there is Milenkovic. Very underrated defender. No, he's not a ball-playing defender. He's like an old-school defender, like a John Terry sort of thing.
Yeah.
But he's a very good defender of what we haven't got, basically. He's a significantly better version of Danzo. And we've got two ball-playing defenders, and one of them, don't get me wrong, when it comes to ball-playing defender, and on his day, Romero's as good as anyone. Can pass the ball, can get the ball up
100%.
there, can get stuck in. I don't think his tackling's too great overall, but at times, you need consistency over a 10 out of 10 performance once every 15 games. And with him, he's so up and down and inconsistent. And then when you see him up the other end of the pitch, and it's him who messed up, and then just walk back, basically, and we can see the goal with it as well. It's not the first time you've seen that with him. He's also got away with quite a lot this season, where it's down to him that we've conceded a few goals, but people ignored it because he also scored a goal in the game as well. Okay, great, he scored in the game, but it shouldn't be the situation where your captain, one of the best defenders in the world, so people say, is making silly mistakes and costing us goals in that aspect. But then you can't just put it all down to him either. The whole team has been a total mess. Van der Ven had a brilliant start to the season, and then all of a sudden, mentally, he's just folded as well. And he hasn't looked much better either over the past few games. We are in a situation now, basically, where relegation is more than likely to happen. And the only way we're going to get out of this is with some pure luck that the other teams just do that bad.
That's what we've all been saying, Dan. It's if the other teams are shitter than us.
Yeah, there's still hope we can stay up. I mean, the thing was, it was the same as last season. It's just last season, the three bottom teams were actually that poor.
Dog shit.
That is why I believe Tottenham could basically ignore the league and focus on the Europa Cup to get in the Champions League and win a cup. That's what I think happened, but that's an opinion. This year, the bottom two are gone, but whoever can finish 18th, you've now got Spurs, West Ham, Nottingham Forest, Leeds. They've all beat us, basically. So and I said it last year, if we do not get our act together this season or next season, we can get relegated. And majority of people said, no chance, not with a team like we have got. It's not that bad. We're too big to go down and everything. Well, I'm sorry, but the bigger you are, the harder you fall. And I think that is what he's definitely going to show.
Yeah. We're the talk of the town, aren't we? We're everywhere. Everywhere you turn, it's Tottenham.
It'll be the biggest story in the Premier League ever.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like it's like I'm watching an episode of EastEnders? It's just doom and gloom, and I'm waiting for a drum roll every time there's a day of Tottenham Hotspur, isn't it? It's always a drama at Tottenham Hotspur. You don't hear this drama at every other club, you know. Just Tottenham Hotspur's in the news today, and it's never any good news either. It's like fleeting memories. Now, I'm gonna say this here, right? Like I said last year, Dad, you heard me. I said like the Europa League would be the rod in the people's backside. I knew that Enic wouldn't kick on in the summer because I've watched them over and over again do repetitively what they do every year. We don't buy what's needed. We buy random players. We do a scattergun approach to the transfer market, and you basically dump it on the manager and say, "Go on, get on with that." Yeah, that will fit in. That will fit whatever position that hopefully that you have or any role that you have. But you need to buy a specific position with whoever the manager is here. If you've got a right wing, you've got a left wing. But we don't ever do that. We never give the managers a fighting chance to be successful. So it's only the first few games that they have here, like the manager bounce, and then that's it. But the fans buy into the manager bounce and not into the whole sum of the players that are at that time trying, because you've got a new manager there and you've got, like you get a new boss, you want to showcase how good you are. But it's maintaining it. They're not good enough. They're not consistent enough to maintain it over the long period. So they end up dropping back to the levels that we see every time under every manager, because really and truly the players aren't that good enough to do that. And that's always been my issue with the squad. You don't kick on as a squad.
True. And do you know what? When Frank came out with the infamous saying about one thing's for sure, we're going to lose games, I didn't really like. It's a silly thing to say. It's really ridiculous thing to say because you, as a manager, you don't want to put that out there. But what I had beef with is when he came out about Tell, right? It's not even seen the boy play probably, right? And he's the first interview he gives or the second interview he gives, and he goes, "Oh, Tell is a very good player and he scores a lot." Are you kidding me?
Ellie,
He scores a lot.
a lot of the fans at Spurs are just as bad in that aspect. Like when we go and get players that really shouldn't be the sort of players that we go for if we're this big club that people keep telling me we are. But then they turn around and justify the players. Then they turn around and start bigging them up and doing videos of how great they are and saying how great they are. Well, hang on. If we're this big, massive club, look at some of the players we've got. They're definitely not good enough. But
I think that's all part of the bigger
them.
problem. That's part of the bigger problem, which revolves around the fan base in general, because it is such a fractured fan base. And I think this thing that happened at the weekend, the parade, whether you agree with it, whether you're not, I don't particularly care about that. I think that's made things worse because now there's more infighting and sniping and bitching than there has ever been before. And until the fan base is all pushed in the same direction, nothing's going to change.
You're right. But the thing is with that, why can't they do both? Okay, I get it. Try and cheer the players on. They're going to stick by them through thick and thin and everything else and all that. Totally get that. Fine. But then go walking out with 20 minutes to go. So talk about totally contradict yourself. And then outside, they're not willing to protest against Enic. Not the players, not the club, but Enic. The last one I went to, 150 of us standing there. And that's being nice, probably about 100, but let's say 150. And you can easily say 50,000 people just walked past us and did not care. It's not as though we have the most, how should I put it? We don't exactly have a fan base that is willing to fight with things. The thing that makes me sick out of it is people say we're in Arsenal's shadow when it comes to what they've won and that. Can't argue it. You can also say we're in their shadow with a fan base as well, because at least their fan base all turned up, a good few thousand of them outside, started fighting with each other. Then all of a sudden realised, hang on a minute, if we fight together, we can get something. And they did, and they got what they wanted. Our lot, they don't even bother. And the other thing that's come with it as well is now Daniel Levy has left. I think people are starting to realise that Levy wasn't the problem. The problem is Enic. Okay, Levy's part of it.
No, Levy was
a majority. Yeah, but he wasn't the problem, Dan. He wasn't the problem. And so many people
he's a 50-50 problem percent. If anything,
he was running the show.
Levy was given the reins. It was given the reins for this football club by the ownership. And as soon as they didn't like something, they stuck it all on him as if he was the main problem. But he was running it under their. He was basically, the way I see it was that they said, "Okay, Levy, all I want from you is make money and don't overspend, and we're not going to give you money to spend. So you have to spend what you make, right?" That's what the remit was, in my opinion. So Levy chose fit to do whatever he wanted with how the club was run. But obviously something's happened, and they got rid of him because they didn't like what was going on behind the scenes, because he was probably trying to do some deals to benefit himself, because he knew this time was coming, because he knew that he doesn't have the right percentage of ownership to stay on the board if the board vote him out, which is exactly what happened.
And so he could only spend the money that's given to him, Dan.
Yeah, but Levy created this culture, Dan, because of how Enic wanted it, right? So Enic
wasn't the problem.
He's part of it.
He was part of it. I agree, but he wasn't the problem. What I'm saying is, Dan, so many people just turned around straight away and blamed Levy for everything. It's his fault. Everything is 100% his fault. He's I ain't going to use the phrase because some people don't like it, but he's the disease of the club. It is solely down to him. It is all his fault that someone missed a penalty. It is all his fault that we started Harry Kane in the Champions League final when he hadn't played for 3 months. And then when you actually go and look at it, okay, you can definitely put blame on him for a lot of things, and you can also turn around and say he's done a lot of good things for the club as well. And then when you be realistic, he wasn't the one who was in total control. There was the owners. who
he's
give
like
him
a
the money and
puppet.
everything else. And now people are starting to realise, yes, Levy was a problem, but he wasn't the problem. The problem is Enic. They are the main problem. It doesn't matter who you get in as the next person who runs it, whoever you get as the next director of football, whoever you get as the next manager and everything else, as long as Enic are in control, it's not going to work. So
Enic are a financial juggernaut, right? And they control people. They control people. I mean, Levy owned 29% of the stake of Enic, right? So he had a fair bit, but he's still a puppet. He's still a puppet. He's still doing what they tell him to do, right? He had a remit and he done it. He built the business. Everything he's done, they wanted, right? He's made them very, very wealthy people.
Also, just to add, I want to let everyone else speak because I like to listen. But also to add on that, what Levy, where he made mistakes, is the complete micromanagement of the football club. And on top of that, it's when the decisions were there to go for a little bit more, right, in terms of the quality of the player, in terms of the wages. We're not going to sit here and name all the players, but the biggest one in recent years, Bruno Fernandes, the contract was already agreed, right? And then all of a sudden, they're trying to change the Levy's trying to change the agreement on the final hour, right? Those kind of things is exactly why Levy fucked this club up, right? It's those kind of decisions. Go and pay for the better players, get them in when the managers want them in, and do your job. That's where Levy fucked up, because that's not where Enic decided. That's where Levy was using his Levy was trying to be the egotistical prick that he was, right? To say, I'm going to get one over you and I want it my way or the highway, right? So that's exactly where he messed up. And on multiple occasions.
I agree, Dan. You're right. He was part of the problem. No two ways about it. I think that's what a couple of people ain't understanding what I'm saying. I'm saying he was part of the problem. But the problem is Enic. And until Enic are gone, nothing will ever change.
I sadly make you right.
We've seen it. We've got the evidence. It's not
okay.
like we haven't got the evidence.
Let me ask you a question then. Let me ask you all a question then, yeah? If Enic would have all of a sudden turned around and said, right, there you go, Mr. Levy, there's 600 million we want spent on players and you're allowed to put the wages up to £400,000 each, do you think he'd have gone and done it?
I don't know.
It's not his money.
What does he would have got it?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
None of us know. I'm asking your opinion. I'm just asking what you reckon.
On the basis of what the evidence is, I don't think he would have. I don't know.
Say it again,
I would say yes. I would say Daniel Levy was basically on a leash from Enic. That's what he was. He was their puppet. And we tried to say this to people over the last year and the year before that Daniel Levy wasn't the sole problem at Tottenham Hotspurs. He was just part of the conduit of the bigger part, which was Enic. Enic themselves have to go. Right, and it doesn't matter who the director of football is, like Danny said earlier. It doesn't matter who the person running the ship is, because they're overseeded by the money people anyway.
Yeah, but I don't agree with that.
It wasn't Vinay and it wasn't Lang who sacked Thomas Frank. It was the people. It was the investment people.
Yeah,
so
but
they're in control.
I don't agree. I partly agree. I actually agree with what Danny's saying, but Danny is saying in terms of Enic is the problem, and if they don't go, nothing will change. But in another way, I do feel that it is quite a simple equation what Enic could do, basically. Yeah, if they really, really put their mind to it, really, right? If they really thought about what do they really want for the football club in terms of identity, plan, what do they want to go forward? You know what I mean? And having the right sort of people to portray that plan, basically, right? But for me at the moment, from what Dan's saying, I do think you're absolutely spot on. I don't think you can do that with Enic in charge. So you got to roll the dice. But with what I'm seeing at the moment, I don't think Enic are going. On the Daniel Levy question, if I'm looking at the evidence of where he's been at Tottenham, I don't know if he would have changed. I don't think he would have changed the wage structure, because I think money was very important to him as well. You know what I mean? I think,
No, what I'm saying is, if he was given permission to do it by Enic and that, no, it's not his money.
But yeah, you know what? As you said that, as the question you just said now, yeah, hopefully you would do. Yeah, I would hope so. Yes. Right.
Yeah.
But
Did anyone watch? Did anyone
I don't think
watch?
so. I don't think
Did
so.
anyone watch the review? Like it gets said on here by Matt, because I watched it as well. Brad Friedel, the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Did anyone watch the review he done?
What,
The
today's one?
interview he done.
Yeah. I did.
He's done two recently. He did one like a week or two ago, and then he did one to yesterday.
I think yeah, the recent one he done. And
I haven't seen last night's one.
He said a few things on there that basically Levy was only doing what he was allowed to do and what he could work with, basically, and also had to make his own money to spend it by selling players or making money on other things and that, because Enic were quite tight. And that's coming from a player. But again, so I'm not defending Levy to the point of none of this is his fault and everything else, because a large part of this is his fault. But if we actually dig deeper into it, the owners are Enic. They're the ones who gave him the money to spend and told him what he is allowed to spend and what he can't spend and everything. Even though he was the one who signed things and that, if it ever wanted to go a step further, he would have had to go upstairs to the owners to get permission off of them. So the point is that now Daniel Levy isn't there to just blame for everything, which was the easiest thing for everyone to do, or a lot of people to do, which it was. Now people are looking all over the place for what is the main problem here. Is it the directors of football are crap, the managers are crap, the players are crap, this is crap? The whole thing is a complete and utter mess, and it starts at the very top with Enic.
Dan, the problem
I also
is...
blame Alex Davis as well.
Yeah, true. But the problem is, like Lubo says, I love Lubo. He says, not one of the board know football. They do not know football. All the big clubs, right? They're run by people that know about football. A lot of the elite clubs, they've had the heritage built throughout but since they've been started, right? But we had a really good thing back in the day, right? And we've dropped our standards. They've lowered so much, and now we've got business people who really don't care about football. They don't. The evidence is there. Look what they're doing to our club. They've turned it into an entertainment bowl, right? Yeah. And they're not sporting people. They don't love football like we do. We need to get them out. I don't know how we're going to do it, because these people have got power. But I like what Rain said. If you embarrass them inside the stadium, because they don't know what's going on outside the stadium. They don't. They just don't. They don't care. But inside the stadium, if we protest, right, and embarrass them in front of their sponsors, right, because these people they're not sporting people. They're not like us. We live and breathe football, all of us. That's why we're here at whatever 8 minutes past 7, and we're talking about our club that we love.
But Ellie, they didn't lie to the people though. They told you this from day one. They came in.
Yes, I know, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether they lied or not, Philly. It doesn't matter. That's not the crux of it. The crux of it, they're not sporting people. They don't love football like we do.
Of course they're not. They're in it for the money. They told you this from day one. So fair play to them. They said what they were going to do. It's like Ron said, it was on the tin, innit? What am I supposed to say other than that? They said when they came for the money, and they came for the money. This is built by design. Spurs are an echo chamber, Ellie. Right, Alistair Gore said it lovely a couple of years back. He said, and I quote now, and I hopefully it's the right one, it's, the people upstairs think they're doing everything right, because there's no one in there to tell them they're doing anything wrong.
Yeah, of course, they're doing what the remit is.
Doing something wrong on a football sense of view, right, are quickly disposed of and got rid of. And they're told they can't go back to the club again.
So you know what, though, Philly?
Sorry, go on.
You know what, Philly, right? Our business is football. Right? That's where the main revenue streams come from. So you'd think they'd put a lot of the eggs in the basket of the football, but they don't. They neglect the football side. Right?
So when Eddie, what Philly was also saying is what Alistair Gold was going on about is the fact that the club believe that what they are doing is for the best intention of the football club, but because they don't have football people in the club, their decisions are becoming worse and worse and worse and worse over the years, which have shown it, right? Because they don't have football people in the club because they believe that they are doing the right thing. But this is where the problem is, because they don't have football people in the club and they're too restrictive in thinking, oh, we know best because we're the owners, right? That's where the problem lies as well. And because of that, this is why we're in a situation. Yeah, they're businessmen, aren't they? They're women. They think they know best because they've built up with Daniel Levy this £4 or £5 billion empire.
Right, can I just jump in for 1 second? We'll carry on with this conversation.
Mark, it's your show.
just in 1 minute, because I know Joe's got to jump off. But he has asked just before he goes, perhaps you can answer it for him. Here we go. I've got to jump off. Quick question for everyone. Would there be more appetite for protests if we were still in the old stadium with 36,000 capacity? Anyone can go.
First of all, good evening. Good evening. Sorry for my tardiness. I am only a guest on this show always, as you know. But my opinion,
funny, man.
Definitely there would be. Definitely. Because there was real fans in the old stadium, not tourists, in my opinion. The old stadium would have been
get that. I do get that, because there was one incident last year. It was Spurs Man City, and I had to pick up my ticket from the ticket office. And I was in the disabled section because I've got problem with my legs. Anyway, it was like everybody there picking up a ticket, right, was talking all sorts of different languages, which I don't mind. But one bloke is from Portugal. I said to him, "Are you a Spurs fan?" And he goes, "No, I've just come to see the stadium." Right, and then they all started chatting with one another why they've come, and an American lady pipes up and she goes, "Yeah, I'm just here for the stadium, you know." And I'm thinking, for fuck's sake, I put my head in my hands, right? It's not a racial thing. It's just that a club is built with the community, right? That want to be there to support the club and love the players and love the manager.
That's the trouble, Ellie. That's the trouble, Ellie. Enic have priced out the local fans.
But not just that. They've divided them within the stadium, right? So the biggest problem is, if they were smart, which they're not, right? They would have looked at the old stadium plans and they would have said, right, who's the fans that have been here from the old White Hart Lane? Let's put them together, because that's how you create the atmosphere, right? You put all of the fans that have been going for 20, 30, 40 years in the same area, right? Not because it's going to cost a certain price. They shouldn't even that shouldn't even be relevant to them. They should be doing it for the sake of the football club. But again, every decision made by the football club is with the money as the outcome, right? It's never anything more than that, and that's why
that's what the safe stand. That is what the safe stand was designed for.
Yeah, but then what they do, Mark, is they went and put 1882 club section in the middle of the south stand. Yeah. I mean,
what sort of nonsense is that?
Yeah, exactly.
Did any of you guys?
I was going to add this bit, right? I know how you love the area of Tottenham, If it was up to Enic, that Tottenham would not be in Tottenham anymore, They would be in the London Stadium, because that's where they were trying to get before they built the new stadium. They were going to try and move the club to the London Stadium, because they had a free stadium after the Olympic Games, and they were going to move the club anyway. People rioted back in them days, and that's why they backed down, and then they lost the rights of the London Stadium to West Ham, because West Ham were closer in vicinity, right? Yeah. And that's why Enic built their stadium. That's where it all came from in the beginning, if you remember back rightly. But so really and truly, they have no intention for Tottenham Hotspur other than to make money. That's what they wanted. They didn't want to do it on the cheap, but they had to buy a stadium instead.
Look at that stupid video they put out where they took our name from under our badge. Right, they said we don't need the badge because the cockerel is recognisable. Everybody knows it's Tottenham Hotspur. What arrogance, eh? They take our name away from the badge, and also they put this questionnaire. I don't know if you guys got an email from Tottenham asking you about fan experience. And they asked loads and loads of different questions. It was about 60 or 70 questions they asked, and I looked through them all because I want to see what the club are up to, and they want fan engagement to make sure that everybody's happy in the stadium. And it's just pathetic what they do. Pathetic.
It's the oppression I don't like, Ellie. Yeah, when the people protested in the stadium after a game, they turned up the tannoy. Anywhere else in the world, the people would have been kicked off, But at Tottenham Hotspur, the people sat there, and just basically let them do that to them. How can they have respect for you as a human being if they can turn up the music on you and not hear your displeasure at the football club? What is that?
Yeah.
I think that's what normally.
Well, respect goes out to that man who faced up to Vinay. He probably said, "You're a gooner. Get out of our club."
I think that's what that's what most big places do now these days. If they see booing and stuff like that, I think that big establishments do. If they do an event or something like this, see it booing, they put pipe up noise, crowd noise in there, or pipe something in just to block out the noise and stuff. So that's just normal for institutions to do that. Really, I think.
Disrespectful. Alex is disrespectful. How they don't even talk to the fans on a basis, dude. They would Levy went, instead of talking to the fans here when we were in turmoil, Levy went all the way to Cambridge University and talked to the Cambridge students. Man, what is that?
What has that got to do with Tottenham?
Unfortunately, I think again, Phil, it's just unfortunately this is how it is sometimes with people. You know what I mean? And I know I hear you, but unfortunately, I think a lot of people. I think a lot of these people find ways of protecting themselves in that sense. So
Levy comes from a working class family, you know that.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I'm not going to get into the whole thing about where his background is and all that, and where because that's fine by it. You know what I mean? I ain't interested in that anyway. I'm just interested in Tottenham. But my point is, though, no disrespect to you, Ellie and Phil,
No, that's true.
But just for me at the moment, I just think it's all trivial at the moment. What he does at the moment, I think it's just for me at the moment. What's happened at the football club, what Dan says, and a little bit what Danny says. I don't get used to it, Danny, because I still need to lose. I do think they're right in terms of Enic. I do think they're in terms of Enic being out. I think that's the only way forward at the moment because, I just don't think they get that. They need a plan. And that's where my concern is at the moment. Is there a plan? And I don't think there will be a plan. Even now, if we get relegated, I don't think they've got a plan. You know what I mean?
They don't know what a plan is. They ain't got a bloody clue.
And what I saw from TalkSport, and it was a good show, to be fair. It was a good show. It just wound me up because it just made me realise how inept this has been for a long time, you know what I mean? And, it shouldn't be like this. It shouldn't be. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm accepting. I'm accepting it.
Alice, I'm so sorry. I have to love you and leave you guys, because I've got to go get up in the morning, tomorrow morning. So I'm going to say, Danny, Danny the bun, before I leave, I'm going to say, Levy was a problem in the aspect of him squeezing the deals, and I'll give you one before I leave. Jack Grealish, my friend. And with that, I'll see you later, guys. Bye now.
See ya. Bye, Philly.
See you, Phil.
Hello, mate.
Well, mate.
Jack Grealish, there you are. I'll give you one, Jack Grealish. And
hello, guys.
Phil's off and running, and then we welcome in Biker Yid, and we welcome in Mr. Taylor as well.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
There you go. There you go.
Tottenham boys.
Carry on.
The boys, we are here. Whoa.
Oh, Biker's gone again. He's disappeared.
Hi, guys.
He's sort of. He is here.
Are you doing well?
Oh yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you, Biker. You all right, mate?
Good man. Good man. Yeah, right, mate.
Here he is. He's here now. We got him now.
Sorry, just to interrupt. You need to get rid of Philly because he's still left his thing on. And you can hear his.
It's Philly. There you go.
So, have we got anything concrete about Kulusevski. What's happening about him?
Oh God.
Oh,
He's been
He's
spotted at Sweden walking around with the players limping. So yeah, don't expect him back anytime soon.
No,
All
with the
right.
injury he's got as well, if it's the injury that they've said similar to what R9 had, his career is basically, I wouldn't say over, but it's never going to be the same.
He was supposed to be back before Christmas.
No way. He was having injections, weren't he? Because he was pulling up with pain. He had a lot of pain in his knee and in the back of his leg, and they were giving him injections. So that's not a
Absolute
good
joke.
sign.
Absolute joke.
I don't think we'll see him.
He needs a whole new knee, doesn't he?
On Sky Sports, they said
he's meant to be done.
On
He's
Sky
had
Sports,
that long off. He could have been rebuilt.
Yeah.
Sky
He could have been
Sports
rebuilt
earlier-
Bionic Man.
Sky Sports earlier, they said he had a minor thing because they left something in there. There must have been a bit loose, like material in there, and he said his knee is feeling really good.
They could have rebuilt him.
Operations like
Fucking
bits
Terminator.
and float about in there.
Did
It
you
was
hear
a
about
minor
Mbappe as well? Apparently they scanned the wrong knee or something.
They scanned the wrong leg, didn't
I mean,
they?
Oh my God.
what is going on with these
As long as
men?
it weren't his middle leg.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
he realise, though?
No, they couldn't find the middle leg.
The wrong leg. Yeah, the middle leg.
Right. I've
He's
got
got
a trip
a-
anyway. I'm gonna,
He's got an ACL with his middle leg.
These
Right,
are
I've got to
qualified
shoot just
medical
for-
people.
I said, we'll have a look at your foot. And he goes, it's not that one.
Yeah, look, see you, Dan.
See you,
See you,
Dan.
Dan. See you, Dan.
I'm gonna go have my dinner and try and have a bloody early night.
Big up,
Cheers,
Dan.
Dan.
Big up.
Take it easy,
No, he
mate.
won't have an early
See you
night, though. He'll be
Big
thinking
up, Dan.
about Tottenham all the time. We,
I look like I've
we
got
never
lipstick
get
on,
any
don't
early nights, us Tottenham fans. We're up tossing and turning.
I look like I've got bloody lipstick on.
Still, right? He's in Cyprus and he's texting me at 3 o'clock in the morning their time, 1 o'clock our time.
Stell
Oh,
will never
no.
change regardless of location. Stell will always be Stell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they'll
he
be
doesn't
still.
sleep, that man. I mean, I don't sleep, but he doesn't sleep, if you know what I mean.
Bloody hell.
But he's not the only realist Tottenham fan. You're talking to the realist Tottenham fan here. You know what I mean, Mr. Box
Yeah,
Office.
with the whitest teeth.
Yeah,
If you don't know, get to know.
yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
But I do agree. Yeah, I think Kulu's done. I do think Kulu's
Yeah.
done. The
Yeah,
fact
I
that
do.
He's done.
again another player, another
Either that- Either he's going to come back like Terminator.
No. But the fact that I have to say that we're missing Kulusevski that I've been criticising, and I don't think Javi Simmons is any better than Maddison and Kulusevski. Says a
No, I
lot.
don't.
You know, I don't think that, even though I do think he should have been playing more because he's an uncreated player. Right?
Exactly.
Um,
Kudus is back after the break, isn't he?
Yeah.
Apparently, yeah.
I'm gonna say this.
You go on.
I'm gonna say this now. Javi Simmons ain't fit enough to tie James Maddison's shoelaces, mate.
100%.
Levels apart. James Maddison can dictate the play of a game.
Yeah, but the thing is, right?
Right now,
he needs a
yeah,
mentor.
Thinker.
Don't you think he needs a mentor? And like Madison's perfect for him.
Yeah, agreed. He does. First things first, he needs some fucking game time.
There
Yeah.
must be a reason. There must be a reason why they're not playing him. In training, they see the players, right? And they're picking the team based on what they do in training. If they're showing commitment, if they're showing the skill, whatever they're doing in training, he's not getting picked, right? He had a worldie against AC Milan, Athletic Madrid, right? And then it's dropped for the next match.
Perhaps they thought he was tired. He would need a rest.
Need to rest. Fucking hell.
Yeah, but Ellie, he's our only creator at the moment. I mean, that's a fault of the club for not buying somebody else. Yeah, not another footballer. You know what I mean? But you know, we love Archie Gray, who's no better than bloody Harry Winks. But anyway, moving on.
I'd argue that, Alex. I'd say Harry Winks was a better player at the moment.
He's very.
It's
They're both
amazing, Danny.
brilliant at passing sideways. That's what
Danny,
they're good at.
it's amazing how
football, isn't it?
long. It's amazing how YouTube goes long in 6 years, yeah. And I've been here for so long. I was praising Harry Winks, praising Sanchez, praising Eric Dyer, right? And then I realised I had to apologise to David Harris, Irish Hotspur, if you don't know, right? That waffler,
And me,
right?
you apologise.
And I had to apologise to him. Now I'm saying I've got my standards now. People are calling me negative now. Now people are praising Archie Gray. You know, Archie Gray, Mattis Tell, who's absolute bang average because better than we sold him.
Oh,
Sorry, Mr. Box off his little bit of a rant. You know, we criticised Gill. You know what I mean? Nkunku. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bring Gill back.
You know what I mean? It's like all these players that we said were bang average.
Bring Gill back. All is forgiven.
You know what? There was a video. There was a couple of videos actually of Brian Hill in training, right? And that boy, honestly, he was banging them in, top bins, flipping brilliant shooting.
You can't do it in a match,
though,
can
a
he?
match, and he's shit.
He couldn't have tails after a banjo, could he?
Honestly, you look like Prime Messi in training. They showed it, and Bentancur was like, they're all laughing, and like, you know, when a guy does.
They all can do it in training, Ellie. You know what I mean? That's why they're there. But like, when it comes to a match, they go shy, don't they? They just can't do it.
Yeah.
Well, they couldn't have tails after with a banjo, I tell you.
They're playing against players that are going to stop them doing it. That's why. And because he's so slight as well, he's like, there's Bernardo Silva. He's a little player, but he's strong. Yeah, you can see he's strong on the ball. You can't get the ball.
Different class, Ellie. You can't even go there.
That's what I'm saying. He's strong on the ball, and he's technically fantastic as well. So Luka Modric was small, but he's technically brilliant on the ball. You couldn't get the ball.
World class.
Then you got Dembele, who's massive, built, right? No one could get the ball off him. But Brian Hill, you could like blow on him and he'd fall over.
Yeah.
Ike, what do you think about what's going on with Spurs at the moment? Like, I've never heard your takes before.
I think it's a bloody joke. I think it's a circus. I'm waiting for Billy Smart to come out on the pitch because it's an absolute joke. You get a ringmaster come out.
Yeah,
it's a joke. It is. It's a bloody theme park. The club's a theme park, and that's what I think of it at the minute. I won't set foot in the ground. I won't. I've had enough of it.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I won't go until Enic's completely gone, mate. I thought about it when Levy went, and then I thought, no, sod it. It's no better.
It's true. I've got 3 daughters, right? And they go, Mum, why'd you do it to yourself?
I bought all my kids, all my grandkids, like Spurs kits and everything. I'm embarrassed now to say, go put your kit on. You know what I mean? It's horrible.
Mate, just go get them from OK Jersey. They're much cheaper.
Yeah.
To be quite honest, it was Brian Daigle who put me on a link with someone.
Yeah.
So I did buy it from the club. I won't do that. Don't be silly. I won't be doing that.
I want to get back on the football front. Listen.
Right, go on then.
Let's go back to before the game. Were there any players on the bus?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
no footage. No footage.
It's been like waving at everyone, sticking his fingers up at you.
You see the bus going into the car park.
There's no players in it.
Right?
I bet you.
And they cut off. That you see the Forest players getting off, right? And they cut off our one. No,
of course it did, because it's Vinay and Land's giving it that.
Are you serious that there was nobody on the bus and everybody was
I reckon there might have been one player.
No, I don't think there was.
Probably Jed Spence got the short straw.
It's very convenient.
It was a kit man. It was a kit man and the kits.
And the spare boots. And the windows are blacked out. You know, and no one's got footage of them stepping off the said bus.
You're telling me there's not one player on there, right, that can't resist having a little picture or a little video.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Fans and all that.
Exactly.
Danny did say, I think it was Danny that did say you got to look at it. Was it you, Dan, that said You got to look at it from the other point of view. Did you? Was it you?
Yeah.
It's all media bullshit. It's all a big smoke screen. It is. It's all media bullshit.
But it's like I was saying with Cookie this morning. You got to look at it from the other point of view, right? If the players were on that bus, and then afterwards after they've lost and played like that, and then they've all gone and posted videos of the fans, right? It could take the fans could see it as more things to beat them on the hammer with, right? Because it's like kind of, are you taking the piss? Like if that was me, I would probably feel, if I was watching that after watching that display and then them posting videos of the fans, it's like even more of taking the piss. It's like, so you were on the bus, you saw that, you're posting about it, and you still didn't perform. You see what I'm saying?
It's embarrassment, mate.
Yeah, but
That's what it is.
Daddy, I've got to flip that, right? Why didn't they post their videos before they went on the pitch? Why is there nothing from the car park with them getting off the coach?
It's all media propaganda. It's all media propaganda.
And also, I
Bullshit.
phoned up the club and I spoke to somebody at the club who I know very, very well.
Yeah.
And he indicated that they weren't on the bus. And I told a lot of people.
Told you.
Yeah, right. And I trust that guy because he's on the security side, right?
They all turn up in their cars.
Yeah, and also I phoned up the club and I complained. And the guy said to me, he listened to everything I said and he commented and he goes, put it in an email.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, the email that goes to the junk box or straight to
You know what I mean? They're not going to read
Yeah,
that.
yeah, of course it is. It's the same as what they do for the Spurs Supporters Trust. So just throw it in the junk mail. I don't give a shit.
It's got to the point now, even the coach driver's laughing after he's taking them to the coaches.
I bet he was an Arsenal supporter, he had an Arsenal shirt on.
Yeah, he probably was a gooner, wasn't he?
Yeah. Got a Gooner shirt on, fucking laughing his head off.
Vinay was leaving.
It was Vinay.
Vinay was leaving really sharpish after that bloke had to go at him because he wanted to make the Arsenal match.
No, I reckon it's Vinay. I reckon that Vinay was driving the bus with his Arsenal shirt ready for going to the game later.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Right, Mia.
It's an embarrassment. The whole club's an embarrassment, mate.
Big up,
Right,
Mia.
Mia. We had a good time though, didn't we, Mia?
Yeah, going to Chip King, sitting having a little chitty chat beforehand.
Did you go on the coach and horses?
No, I did, and you were there, Mia, but you didn't. I've moved, haven't I? I went down to meet Phil P in the Bricklayers.
Yeah,
I
so I
love that
couldn't
man.
find her. So I looked all around the bloody pub like an absolute wombat, looking because I didn't have no signal, thinking, where is she? Because she said that's where she would be, and she weren't there.
I know. And Mia was phoning me, right, because she didn't have no signal. I couldn't hear her, so she phoned me about 10 times. I think, Mia, I had to text her.
Yeah, I was like, for God's sakes, woman.
Ellie, was there anybody shouting Enic out at the end of the match?
Me?
No,
I did. Right, I leant up because I was in the West Stand because Blake gave me his ticket. Very nicely, he gave me his ticket, right? And I was screaming at the top of my lungs, and they could hear me. And then quite a lot of people joined me, but you didn't get it because they were blasting out that bloody music.
Yeah.
I've got a sore throat for free. This is my third day. My throat's just about getting better now.
I didn't hear any Enic out.
Shocking. Yeah, pretty shocking.
You were in the South Stand.
Don't get it.
Our fans ain't singing Enic out. Come on.
No,
Yeah.
they sang it when they shouldn't have sung it. Really, not they shouldn't have sung it, but they should sing it now. More so now.
It's sad because I don't know how we're gonna move forward with this at the moment. Because the only thing I would say, the only question I ask everybody on the panel, if I'm allowed to do that, is what would you do with Tottenham being in the Championship? Would you go or would you not?
My number, Sheriff.
Well, I can only speak for myself. Ellie's obviously Tottenham. I'm Enfield, and like Cookie, it is who you are. If they're in the 4th division or non-league, I'd still go support Spurs. It's who I am.
Yeah, I'm Enfield too.
It's our club at the end of the day. I couldn't give a shit if we was in the Isthmian League. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
You're
the reason
asking
I
me,
asked that is because they're saying that people are not going to be interested. And I'm sitting there saying, well, wait a minute here, it's my club. You know what I mean?
At the end of the day,
Alex,
we're going to be.
Alex, I'll
Yeah.
give you my take because I live in a different country, right? And I
Yeah,
still
yeah.
have a season ticket. So for me, right, I will still go to watch games, but it'll probably be more. I'll probably be more selective in what I go to watch. Not
Yeah,
only
but-
that, I'm gonna only decide to go if I see the team is in doing. Because for me, it costs a lot of money to have a flight and do all of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, unless like for example, it's a cheap flight or whatever it is like that, then I'll go. But if the team is sitting bottom of the championship or they're on a
And they can't be asked.
and they can't be asked, and what I'm seeing this season
Yeah.
and what I see this season is going to happen next season in the championship, of course I'm not going to go. I'll just sell my ticket on the exchange.
They've
Right?
got to
Because
buy
for me,
men, like we
it's too
said
much
last
money.
time. They've got to buy some men.
Yeah, I'll say exactly. Ellie will take the ticket. Yeah, Ellie or Mia will take the ticket, or you, Alex. You know.
I ain't giving you no money. No chance, mate. Ain't no chance.
You can fuck off then.
Yeah, you can fuck off. I've got two, dickhead.
But I hear it from people that are abroad. You know what I mean? Because obviously it's not worth it. But I've heard a lot of people that are in England say, and listen, this is not digging anybody out here. This is everybody's opinion, right? Because at the end of the day, you know, you can only do what you do. And for me, at the moment, I'm not letting Tottenham get to me anymore. You get what I'm saying? I do other stuff. I should be at gym at the moment. I'm going to gym after this. You know what I mean? I don't let this get to me anymore. Only the fans get to me. But now I'm just like, I don't really care anymore. That's why I do my show on Mr. Box Off Unleash, and then it's done and dusted, and that's it. Yeah. But back onto this, at the moment, I've heard a few people saying, you know what? Now we're not in the Premier League. I don't care.
Joe, I don't understand that attitude because so many teams go up the league and then back down again, and you're a supporter regardless. Like you don't just drop your team because
Snap me
otherwise
enough. I got blue
all
and
those
white
t-
in the
all
blood.
those
You know what I
teams
mean?
that get all those teams in Division 2, they wouldn't have any supporters, right? That they do have supporters. It doesn't matter, man. Like they're your team, innit? Like I don't understand that. I really don't. I don't get it. I live quite far, so I live a couple of hours away, and I still
We'll see
will
him
go
fall
back.
and we'll see him rise again. You wait and see.
Yeah, I will. The thing is, I will go to games. I'll still support Tottenham. I'm still going to say I'm a Tottenham supporter. Like I ain't going to stop being a Spurs supporter because of we're not in the Prem. Like that's just it's just mad to me to think that anybody would think that. I can understand obviously people have been disappointed, but to say you don't support your team anymore because they've gone down at the Prem, I don't really get. But yeah.
You'll probably get less followers going, and obviously the hardcore will still go, and less followers will go. You either support Tottenham or you follow Tottenham. I don't think probably people who follow Tottenham will go as much, or if at all.
No.
Seeing it right now because since Son has left, the stadium's got lesser. Let's be honest here, yeah.
You're using the Asian connection, aren't you?
Well, I mean,
They're
yeah,
still
I don't
there,
want to
though.
go
A lot of Asian fans are
you
still there.
know what I'm trying to say anyway, because I'm trying to not be too in that direction. You get what I'm saying? Because I don't want to get talking that way. You know what I mean?
No, but we've got a massive Asian following because of Sonny.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying at the moment. You know what I mean? But you know, I just
not
say
being racist or anything. You know what I mean? That's the way it is.
I'm just trying to keep it neutral in that sense. It's not. It's just me because I know
Yeah,
that people
yeah,
get
yeah.
very triggered when you're saying something like that. You know what I mean?
Of course it can. Yeah.
So, but
how dare you, Alex?
I know, Mr. Boxer would be diplomatic. Well, how would you think so? You know what I
You
mean?
say anything outrageous, Alex? Career Crystal, mighty. You say anything outrageous?
I want to bring it back to this finance guy, right?
Do you?
Because you know what? There's clubs down in the lower leagues who've got not one penny to rub together, right? And they are a football team. They've got their fans. They stick together. So all this monetary thing, it's only for Enic. It's only to line their pockets. They're the ones who are going to lose out. Our football club is still there, right? And if they decide to sell it at a low price, which they probably won't, right, and they stay down, eventually it'll become untenable for them.
I'd rather see all these prima donnas come out of the club and we get some hard working
They're not going to
players.
stay, are they? That's where I disagreed with the man, right? He goes, They've got so much debt on the stadium. They've got this debt. They've got that debt. They're going to lose
That's down
Champions
to
League
them, Ellie.
money.
We just want to
Yeah.
see the football. I don't give a shit
Yeah.
about them, their debt. I
I
don't.
know. Do you know what I mean?
I
Like
want to see
there's
them. I want to
clubs,
see them
there's
play
clubs down like
football.
Sheffield Wednesday who nearly went bankrupt.
I want to see
Right?
them
And
play
they're
as a
still
team
surviving.
and have a go. You know what I mean? If they have a go and play nice football, I don't care if we lose,
Yeah.
really. But I want to see them have a go. And the last couple of
it
years,
should
I
be
haven't seen them
about
have a go.
money.
Doing at the moment, are we?
We're not seeing them have a go, are we?
Nah, they're literally just having their bellies tickled every
They
day.
sort of turn it on odd games, and that's it. There's no consistency. It's rubbish, mate.
I was talking with my brother about it this morning, and me and him were having a good chat. And I said the only people that can motivate these players is themselves. I don't think any manager, I don't think God, Allah, Buddha, none of them could come in and sort this out. Like it has to come from within them. Like it has to come from them. I
Fucking
don't
magician
believe.
wouldn't be able to sort this like that.
Like, no, that's what I'm saying. I really do think it's got to come from them. And that's the worrying thing. Will they pull themselves together? Because I think no matter what manager comes in, I don't think anybody's got that ability. They have to find it from within themselves. I don't know if they've got that.
I think if we get someone,
There's certain players who've got it, but others haven't. You can
I think we
see
get someone like old school that knows the club and everything else. I think they kick them up the arse as well as put their arm around them and say, you know, you can do better than this.
I said Harry or Mason, but I'm clutching at straws at the moment because I don't think we're winning any fixture at the moment.
Not at all.
The only chance we got is to get Redknapp and Sherwood. That's it. Or if they go to Robbie Keane and say, right, Robbie, there's a long-term contract, you take it on. If we go down, you bring us back up.
Yeah, the thing is, we've played 3 of the teams that we played. Like we beat Leeds away, we drew with Brighton, we beat Everton away 3-0. So we're playing those 3 teams. If we can get the same points, we should be able to survive. If we can get the same points, because we're going to have Kudos back. That's a big bonus because he can create and he can put the ball in. Right, we need Porro to step up. Because he's been piss poor.
Porro's
piss poor this
crossing,
season.
man. Porro, he's
Really
a vampire.
bad.
He don't like crosses anymore, does he? Terrible.
No. And why? Do you know
Fucking
what
hell.
made me laugh? Right, Tell took all the corners.
Oh,
So
that's
Porro's
bloody
even
rubbish.
been demoted from the corners. It's ridiculous.
Oh my days. Porro crossing. Jesus. He couldn't cross the road at the minute.
Couldn't cross the
That getting run over. Fucking hell. Sorry.
He's only little. They won't see him.
So. We'll round off with the last question, which is,
Yeah. Okay.
as Sheriff titled the show, the fan calling show, when will the misery end? After you, panel.
I'll tell you when it ends.
When I wake up out of this bloody nightmare.
when box office explodes.
When I'm gone, that's when it's going to stop.
Yeah, exactly. It will end when we're in the championship. That's what will happen. And
The only time this is going to end, I'm telling you now, is when Enic sell up. That's the only time, man.
I don't think it's going to end at all right now. I just don't know. Big up Brian. Big up Brian.
That is the only time. Brian, man, how you doing?
Joe, when you say that, when's it going to end? It reminds me of Claude, R.I.P. Claude. When's it going to end, Robbie? When's it going to end? Yeah, that's what it reminds me of.
Brian's got Enic radar. When he hears Enic, he turns down. Come on, Brian Daigle. What a man. What a man.
There was a
Shame
sign
he's in
in the sky
Canada.
in Toronto.
Not for
The
him,
Enix
for
sign
us.
went up.
He's having a break at the minute, Brian. Hey,
It's
Brian,
like,
having a break.
you know when Lubo's on Savage Show and there's Archie Gray's being discussed,
Oh,
he
yeah.
turns up.
Yeah, isn't it?
I know that, Ellie. I know that, Ellie, because I told him about Harry Winks and all these skips and Bentley. And you saw that reaction, didn't you? You know what I mean?
Sorry.
Bloody hell. Oh, big up, Lubo.
Big up, Brian, mate. Hope you're okay, brother.
Lubo protects Archie Graham more than I do my own kids, and mate, I would die for them. So, do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a bit far. Do you know what I'm saying? The way he was with Archie.
Yeah, do you know how I was with Højbjerg? I used to hype him up and
I
shit like
know.
that just to annoy people, right?
So we had to go behind you, Ellie, with a mop and bucket.
But at least he was a half decent player.
I mean, that's debatable, but we're not going to go there right now.
He's doing
Højbjerg
all
would be
right
our
at
best
Marseille.
midfielder right now.
100%.
You know what? He would be. He
100%.
would be. No, I think Paulinho's better than him.
Come on,
Paulinho's
man.
better than him.
Paulinho's better
He's
than
not as
him.
good as passing.
And we've still not signed him.
but
We've still
he's
not
a
even signed
fantastic-
Paulinho, have we? I mean,
Why
really?
ain't we playing him, for God's sake?
Why haven't we signed him? We should sign him in
I'll
January.
give you a question. Who's better, Højbjerg or McGuinn?
Oh,
McGinn.
I think McGinn, because he scores more and he gets involved more.
Yeah, McGinn is a good player, top
And he
player.
can win the ball. He's very strong. He looks like a sea monster.
He's a good player.
Sorry,
He's a
John
top player, but he's not world class. Or you know what I mean? But he is a
He's
very
not
good
world
player.
class, but he's a very good player.
Yeah,
He
definitely.
gives his all, doesn't he?
You know what's so good about Højbjerg? What was good about Højbjerg, right? And I have to give him credit for, yeah.
I'll tell you what's good about Højbjerg. He left us.
No, but one thing I will give Højbjerg, right? Okay, he got some good partnerships. He got into some good
Yeah,
partnerships.
he did have a
I
good
don't know, he went
partnership
out
with
with a
Bentancur
Partnership
under
with
Conte
he had a
when
good.
we got fourth.
He had a good
But that
partnership.
was mainly
with
Bentancur. Bentancur
Bentancur.
had a good season that season.
Yeah, he did.
I'll tell you
He did.
another good thing about
It was an
Højbjerg.
okay. No,
both
it
not good
wasn't a
enough.
good season. It was an okay season.
They're
Nothing
both not good
brilliant
enough,
about
are
that
they?
season.
Come on.
Was there?
Both of them are not good enough.
Exactly, Ellie.
No,
No,
but
I'm saying-
Ellie defended Højbjerg over her life, even though the only good thing about him was the way he dived over the ball when he tripped over it. It was really like spectacular.
I did like him. He was pretty good in that Conte season and in the Mourinho season.
He
I
tripped
liked
over
him a
the
lot.
ball.
The Mourinho season was his best season, even though we finished fifth, not fourth.
Oh my
That was
god.
his best. But I like players like that. I like players like John McGinn, Paulinho. I
They
like
get
that
stuck
type of
in.
player.
That's about their limit. They get stuck in, but they're not great players. And we didn't have a great season. You know, you just like pulling the wool over our eyes here, Ellie. I think when it's
Not a great
the point I'm making
season,
is that
but
we didn't get-
I
we didn't get
didn't say
anything
we had
better.
a great season. I said
Aye.
we finished fourth and fifth.
yeah.
You
The
know,
point I'm making is
We
we
still
didn't
didn't win nothing.
better. That's the point I'm making.
we need
yeah?
better.
It's,
We do.
Exactly, Alex.
It's not the point that I'm saying. The reason why I'm going back to those players, I'm going back to Bergwijn, going back to Gill, going back to
We haven't got better
Lamela.
now.
We ain't got any better. That's why I'm saying I criticise
We got
Moyes.
worse, mate. We ain't got better. We got worse.
I mean,
we
there's
ain't
an
mediocre.
There's an argument.
rubbish.
There's an argument, and this is where people are going to call me deluded. Who's better than bloody
Who would
Eric
do
Dyer?
that, Alex? Honestly, who would call you deluded, eh?
Who's
Who in their right mind?
Who's better than who?
Who's better than Eric Dyer?
Who? What in our current team?
Yeah, who's better than Eric Dyer right now?
Where do you want to play in? Left back, in the centre of defence, or
My
in
dad's
the, on
grandmother.
the CDM? Where are you going to play him? What sort of position?
I'll say both positions at the moment. Who's better? Who's better?
My dad's grandmother. That's who's better.
You could put a bloody traffic cone in the middle and still be better than Eric Dyer.
Mate, she's been dead for 20 plus years, man, and she could still do a better job.
We got to remember. You got to remember. This is the Premier League, right? Eric Dyer going to Bayern Munich. Yeah, okay, he went to Bayern Munich. It's a different.
You've gone with better players, mate, and you've got more time on the ball.
Well.
You've got more time on the ball.
Yeah, you're playing with like these top players like Alphonso Davies and all these.
Yeah, of course you are. He's got them to cover his ass. He ain't got to do it all.
What's his name? The guy in midfield. I can't remember his name now.
Tony Cruz.
No, not Tony Cruz. Grock. What's his name? Grock.
Yeah, the one we were supposed to get.
Leon Goretzka.
Goretzka,
yeah.
Him.
Baller.
When you're playing with these type of players, of course you're going to be better because you look at Harry Kane. Harry Kane is destroying it. He's going to win the Ballon d'Or because he's playing with top class players.
That's after him, Goretzka, but Barcelona are also interested, and guess where he's going to go? I'll give you a guess.
I think if Harry Kane goes anywhere, it'll be the replacement for Lewandowski.
Harry
It'll be
Kane
like
will
a
come
kind
back
of
to
a
Spurs
movement,
when he's
isn't it?
50.
He ain't coming back to Spurs. Bloody hell.
When he's 50
Kane's not
years
coming
old.
to
And then
He'll
you
be
woke
our
up, Danny,
manager
Christ.
when he's 50.
Lubo Jeff said he's come back to Spurs.
And then you woke up, Danny, honestly.
I think me and Danny spoke about this one this morning, but there you go.
Yeah.
What's the chances of Romero being our manager?
Oh, please, no.
Mia would love that. You'd be his assistant.
Can I ask you guys a question?
And also,
Please, no.
Masoom as well.
With his mentality, yeah.
You give just as much stick for Romero than I did with Højbjerg.
If the
Because
club
people are on
moves
his
to
back now.
Argentina, if the club was to move to Argentina, Romero would be well up for it. Other than that,
I want to ask you guys a question, right?
Well, we've got an Argentinian kick for him.
Hold on, Ellie. Hold on. This is going to be quite controversial, but I want you to listen to the question carefully before jumping on it, right? So the question is, right, as a captain, forget what the player's name I'm going to mention. Forget what he did, right? Because we all know what he did was a see you next Tuesday move, right? But as a captain of Tottenham Hotspur, right, who has been a better captain, right? Sol Campbell or Romero?
Sol Campbell all day long.
100%. Thank you.
Sol Campbell all day long.
I had this debate with Ben and Sim are my friends.
Twice
Right?
on Tuesday.
Ben and Sim are very close friends to me, right? But they are the most deluded brothers ever when it comes to Spurs,
agree.
right? They said to me that Romero is a better captain than Sol Campbell. And I said, are you having a laugh? I said, Romero is going to be the captain that sends Tottenham to the Championship. Sol Campbell might have done a see you next Tuesday move by going to Arsenal, but he was justified because look what he went
was
on.
a leader. He was a bloody
leader. But Romero, he fucking doesn't give a shit about this club, and he's gonna send us down and then f off. Like, how can Romero be a better captain? Honestly,
Daddy, how's that controversial question? Well,
I just want to see what actual Spurs fans with a brain actually gave me the answers they give me. So I actually thought someone would say Romero. Yeah,
it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer, man.
I plead the fifth because I refuse to say that Judas's name as anything, mate. I refuse.
You should have said Ledley. You should have said Ledley.
Oh, Ledley.
I mean, that was different.
I love Ledley.
Should have said Ledley.
Yeah, but I absolutely agree with you because I don't know why Tottenham fans keep on singing that stupid song. I've got to be honest. I wouldn't sing that song. I think we should get over it. The fact that we got a European Cup and he never won the European Cup, I thought we'd get over it. You know what I mean? Because we've got something over him. You know what I mean? Because we've got a European Cup. He hasn't got even got a European trophy. So the thing is, I'm over it because the thing is, he did what he did, right? Because didn't do anything. You know what I mean? And he justified himself because how many trophies did he win at Arsenal and how many trophies would he won at Tottenham? Nothing.
The whole point, Alex. The whole point was as a captain.
Because we had Enic and they didn't want to back us.
So my whole argument
Kane waited all his career and they didn't back him. So you can't blame them for jumping. You can't blame them.
My whole argument on this whole topic was the fact that I believe Romero is the worst captain I've ever seen at Spurs ever. Right, and I want to see if anyone thinks there's any Spurs captain in the last 50 years that's been worse than Romero.
We've had brilliant captains. Like
I know, but so I'm asking you guys: is there anyone that's worse in the last 50 years?
King. There's no comparison.
Graham Roberts.
We've not had a bad captain.
No,
I can't think of a bad captain.
We've always had brilliant captains. Steve Perryman, what a captain he was. Danny Blanchard, Gary Mabbott, Ledley King.
Danny Blanchard run Tottenham.
I'm gonna go one further. I'm actually gonna say he's actually one of the worst centre halves we've ever had at this club.
I agree completely.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Him and Van der Ven. We had one
defence. He can't bring the ball. He can't bring a 60-yard ball.
Let Dave say his piece because I think David's trying to say a piece.
Romero and Van der Ven individually they could be good. They're good players. They've got their different traits. One's a speedster, one's a hothead. But they are the worst partnership I've ever seen.
Yep.
Terrible. Yeah.
In a Spurs shirt, and I've seen fans.
Oh no, Gary Doherty was bad.
On other people's streams and stuff like that. When other panelists talking about them, right? And I've said they've got potential to be as good as
no way.
Toby and Jan.
No,
you haven't a laugh with me.
They will never ever taste the fruits of those players. And the one thing I'd say as well, when Spurs, this is how you know some Spurs fans don't have a brain, right? When Spurs fans say, "Oh, but Romero's won a World Cup," off, because he won that because he's played with the greatest player of all time, arguably in Lionel Messi, who's actually was the player of the tournament. He was a player of the tournament that year in that World Cup, and he was the best player, like hands down. He won that World Cup, not Romero.
The only thing I've seen Romero do is ping a ball about 60 yards. That's it.
For me, the best game I've seen Romero is the cup final in Bilbao. That for me. That was a unbelievable performance. Right? Glad he had that for us. But so he should. He's Romero. He's supposed to have that kind of performance week in, week out. But he doesn't. That's why I can't stand the geezer. I think he's a disgrace to this football club.
Who was the other player who played well for Argentina up front? The player, the striker. He scored quite a few.
Alvarez.
Not Alvarez.
No,
the other guy.
not Alvarez. It was the other fellow.
Martinez.
I can't think of his name.
Lautaro Martinez.
He played very well.
Lautaro Martinez, wasn't it?
He played really, really well.
He's at Inter Milan, isn't he? He's at number 9.
He's a very good player.
Yes.
Wait, have you seen that Atletico Madrid have pulled away from Romero now, haven't they? They're not going to stump up the money for him, apparently.
I'm not surprised. I've seen him play.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, another club that's said no, thank you to him. So he's not going to get the clubs he wants. I don't think.
Who's that? Romero.
Romero.
I think he'll go Atletico Madrid.
They
don't want him. You don't want him.
Just going on something, right?
If
a miracle does happen and we do somehow find a way to stay up, next season is not going to change nothing. We will still, because you think we're going to be over £100 million in revenue down, but not
if
being
still
in
got
Europe.
and bloody Vinay, nothing's going to change. I tell you that.
Do you know what I mean? This is going to be ongoing. This is going to be ongoing for years. Why their family are in charge of our club?
I make you right, Dave. I make you right because I think because I've seen already that they're looking at things and they're not changing their strategy. So at the moment, if they're keeping the same strategy and you're not changing any part of what you're going to do,
how many likes we got in here? Come on, guys, hit the likes.
Yeah,
I haven't asked tonight. We're on 61, and there's been.
Come on, look, that's a ridiculous amount of people in here.
People you had in,
people, please come
on, guys. At least get to 69. At least get to 69. Come on.
Spoken by a woman.
If we're going to stay up with 4 players down already, aren't we? There's going to be no
couple of subscriptions it needed.
If we don't go down this season, next season we will do.
Yeah.
Carry on this trajectory, we will. And then we've got Langer.
Van der Ven, Paulinho and Kolo Muani, they're all gone. At the end of the season, if we stay up or not, they're gone.
Well, I don't care about Muani.
I
do care about Paulinho.
The thing is, it's not about...
Van der Ven ain't bothered about either, really. He just does a run now and again, and that's it. What else does he do?
Do you know what it is, right?
What else does he do?
Who are you talking about?
Van der Ven, he just does a run now and again, and that's it.
The thing is about it is like we have to reinvest correctly, and that's where the issue lies. It ain't
Exactly.
It's fine for us to sell players and get new players in, but do we trust them to get reasonable replacements? Probably not. That's the issue, isn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely.
We want to keep Van der Ven. We want to keep Van der Ven if we stay up. And I'm sitting there saying Van der Ven's gone.
No,
he was gone.
I think he's gone anyway.
I want to keep him.
I don't.
After seeing this and how they've acted, like little children, all of them, I don't care if any of the players go. Any of them. The people I want gone the most at this moment in time is Sarr and Romero, because I think Sarr, unfortunately, he ain't a footballer. He's just an athlete. He's rubbish. He's so bad, right? But Romero, his attitude is absolutely disgusting. I've never seen such a poor attitude from a player who with sort of ability like that. I think I don't even know who's worse, him or Ndombele, like in terms of attitude.
Oh, yeah.
You notice with Romero, whenever there's an international break comes off, he does something a bit silly to get sent off.
Yeah.
So he's fully
Can we
fit for
hold up? Can we enough with the Romero slander, man? Come on, man. We just spent ages slandering him, man. He's not.
I'm not saying he's not a bad player.
I think that what you're saying is
it's not slander, it's truth.
No, because the thing is, you're saying that because you believe that to be true. That's like you projecting that he does these things for a reason. You don't know. You're not in his head.
How many yellows does he get in a game? A lot of other players don't do it.
But Joe, what we get the lowest amount of fouls with the highest amount of cards in the Premier League, and Arsenal get the least. So that actually is a thing. We actually get the least amount of fouls, and we get more cards.
Yeah, only because we had that bloody ref last week. We get him a lot.
No, that was the same. No, it's been the same all season. We haven't had one penalty this season. Not one penalty given to us.
Yeah, because of that Liverpool scandal last season.
That's right. Exactly that. We've not been given anything since then. So there is
VAR gives us nothing now. VAR gives us nothing.
You take that tackle that Sangari done on Solanke, right? It was no different than what Xavi did on Van Dijk, right? And he didn't even get a yellow for it. And he actually went studs up right into Solanke's ankle, down his calf and into his ankle. It was ridiculous. And that Michael Oliver, he was getting slated in the West End. They really hate him.
Yeah, and Van der Ven done the same thing and got sent off.
I know.
He was on a follow through. He couldn't do nothing. He went over the top of he got the ball and went over the top of it and followed through, didn't he?
Van der Ven was stupid against Crystal Palace, pulling the player down.
Yeah, definitely.
Of course, but then when we have the same thing, it don't go our way, Ellie. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to be conspiracy theorist, but I do think this season's been a bit mad considering we've got the most yellows for the fewest amount of challenges, and we've not had a penalty all season.
And we've had loads against us, and we got a goalkeeper that can't save a penalty to save his life.
No.
Yeah, old floppy hands.
Vicario.
I look at Vicario at
He can't save a penalty. I've never seen it. Have you ever seen him save a penalty?
He dives the wrong way all the time. And you can see the player's body shape.
Yeah.
For God's sake. It's so easy to follow.
He could send it on a postcard and it'd be second class and they get it wrong. He's bloody awful.
The thing is, if he has time to think, right, he's rubbish. Right, instinctively, he can do a brilliant save.
His shot stopping,
his shot stopping's amazing. But honestly, his positioning,
everything else is shocking.
He's gone in the summer anyway, wasn't he? He could be gone in the summer anyway, wouldn't he?
Do you know what's a mystery at Spurs as well, right? A mystery at Spurs is why that Brandon Austin doesn't get a game. He played at Newcastle, no other game.
He was brilliant. He was brilliant at Newcastle,
He's got the best job on the planet, Brandon Austin.
I think he gets 40 grand a week.
Scott Carson at City's got the best job.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
But at least he's getting medals. Poor Brandon Austin's getting...
exactly.
Have you seen the amount of medals Scott Carson's won? And I think he had like one appearance for City.
Safa went through him the other day.
In like 6 years.
I
know. Has Austin got a trophy, a medal from the Europa League though?
I think he did. Yeah, he would have done.
Yeah, he was in the squad.
He did. He would have done because he's in the squad, didn't he?
He was in the squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a European champion who's never played for Spurs or one game.
He was good when he played for Newcastle, though, against Newcastle.
Yeah, he was really good in that game.
Yeah,
and then like, about a week later, we signed Kingsky, didn't we?
Kinsky, yeah, they bought him a week later. Yeah, a week later. Ridiculous.
Oh, my brother called him Slipsy.
You know what? That wasn't his fault. That was the pitch. It was a pitch. And it's a club's fault for not having studded boots.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
true.
but the second one weren't the pitcher's fault. He completely miskicked the ball.
Yeah, but the first one, right?
You
He should have gone and changed his boots.
I think the Barcelona keeper did the same thing, Ellie.
I don't think they had the boots. I don't think they had the other boots. I'm sure they didn't.
Fire the kit man.
I think the Barcelona keeper did exactly the same mistake, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
where he miskicked the ball, and it like exactly the same kind of goal that Kingsley conceded. And the Barcelona keeper, I think, did the same thing, but I think
They
in
were
his
all
one they didn't concede.
All the league are complaining about that pitch.
Simeone got on the pitch before the game and put some
I'll tell you
grease
what's
down
happening
there.
with that pitch, shall I? The sun's on it all the time and it hardens up, right? And when they put the water on it, it just sits on the top. It's like a bloody skating rink. That's what's happening with that pitch. I'm telling you, it's not sinking. The water sits on the top because it's like a clay. It's like a clay. That's what happens in Spain. It gets so hot, and it just hardens up.
They put plenty of water on it before the game anyway.
Well, this is what's happening, isn't it? They're wearing studs and they know what to do, and we're silly bastards wearing bloody blades or whatever they are, and it's falling all over the place. I've got to say,
just on that note there that you said about blades, on the three players, Tottenham players' boots that they showed in all those incidences, they all had studs on.
Did they?
The wrong ones, but they had studs.
They probably the wrong studs.
Proper studs,
The wrong studs, but they had studs in.
Did they?
Yeah.
How did you know that?
They did, because I've seen the pictures.
Yeah.
I've gone back and watched the replays on the game.
Oh, yeah?
Rather than metals, yeah.
No, I had metal studs in, Mark. I had metals in.
I thought you had because I know you get studs that are moulds rather than metal, but I didn't realise they had metal studs.
They had metal studs in, but I don't think they was the right length.
No. They needed bloody spikes.
Yeah,
That's what they needed there.
You don't get different stud length, do you? My son's
Do
you?
Yeah. I can't tell you the millimetre or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That ground has gone rock hard. That pitch has gone rock hard underneath, and the water just sat on top. And you couldn't see it under the grass, and then they were just sliding all over the shop.
What do you guys think of the potential stadium pitch issues that we have causing the injuries? Because it seems to be that two clubs who have got retractable pitches in Real Madrid and Spurs, they've both had like multiple ACL injuries in the last few seasons, more than any other club in Europe. I think,
we do that.
Real Madrid have had like 5 in the last 2 years.
To be fair, we've been doing that in training as well, haven't we? There's a lot of them been done in training.
Why would it be now, Danny? That's been the case. That stadium's been the same since we've built it, so it's not been any different, right? So why would it only be now?
It's only the last couple of seasons, isn't it?
That doesn't make any sense.
Why is it that the Real Madrid in the last few seasons, since they've had their pitch, and since in the last couple of years we've had that issue?
But But that pitch isn't new to us. That's what I'm saying. If that pitch was new to us,
since we have moved into the stadium, don't you think we've had a lot more injuries than we have done in the past?
No, I don't. I think no, because I think actually when you look at the players, I think actually the players we said, even I know everyone says about Tudor, but he said they're not fit, and ACLs are to do with to fitness as well, man. I don't think they're fit.
Yeah, maybe. No. Yeah.
That's why they changed the coaches, wasn't it? The fitness coaches and the doctors and everything, didn't they?
Yeah,
how
because
come professional football fans Spurs not
they're worse.
Yeah, because it's not about but what we think of fit and what is fit for them is because obviously it's to do with how with the movement of their body.
Yeah, but they do get their fitness coaches from LinkedIn.
Yeah, well, what I'm trying to say is that actually the body has to be trained a certain way with your muscles and stuff because obviously they're high intensity athletes. So
yeah, of course it does.
That's why they're getting a lot of ACLs. And some of them haven't been. Some of them we had some like stupid toes and random ones in it and like things that happen. But I don't think it's the pitch. I think that would be I think that's quite far-fetched, in my humble opinion anyway. I don't think there's any correlation.
Would you think it's the
I
training
reckon the
routines then?
Yeah,
I reckon the pitch underlay is made of cast iron.
But if you listen to I think Sean had one of those guys on his channel before who I think does contract work with Spurs.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys ever heard the conversation, and he says that the pitches at Spurs training ground is they're mixed with artificial grass and real grass, and also the same pitch at the new stadium. But he also said that pitch was also the same pitch at White Hart Lane. It's a lot of the clubs have a mixture of artificial grass and real grass to help with the maintenance of it, right? But he also said that the only difference between now and then is obviously the impact of how the players are when they're landing down on certain, well, on the retractable pitch, because it's got less what's the word, like less surface area than what a real pitch has on a concrete kind of surface without a retractable pitch.
They was going to lace it with Tyson's compost, weren't they? But they realised there was enough shit going on the pitch.
I'll tell you what, though, that pitch can't make Richarlison control the ball.
Oh, fucking hell.
The human trampoline, I call him.
Fucking Lord Jesus Christ can make Richarlison.
I love his effort and everything. And
I'd love to see Richarlison if he stayed on his feet for the whole match. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be great.
I've never seen it. You got what on him?
At this precise moment, I would just love to see a game where the manager puts the players in their right positions. I think that's just where we. I think that's one of the.
We get Kingsley playing up front soon.
I'll go on further. I'd just like to see a match for 90 minutes where they can actually pass a football.
Oh, no chance.
Like pass 2 or 3 passes.
I mean, they train out 5 days a week.
Now you're dreaming. Now you're dreaming there, Danny.
Oh my God.
Wait, Danny.
I don't ask them much, do I?
You're asking a bit much, aren't you? Like, bloody hell, man.
I think you're asking a bit much. I'll tell you that for a fact.
Man. I mean, they get paid a lot of money to pass the football and they can't do it.
We can't say Archie Gray's name because we make somebody upset. You know what I mean? Oh gosh, we can't say that.
I've got an interesting one for you about Archie Gray. I think we can all on the panel here can agree that he had by far his best game in a Spurs shirt against Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
That was but he also. He went one further in the Nottingham Forest game and went back to the Archie Gray that everyone
agreed.
Really know.
He done 2 brilliant passes, Archie Gray.
Yeah.
One in the first half where he pinned it to Tell. That was a very good pass. And then he done one in the second half. I can't remember who he passed to, but he was on the wing. But it was a bloody good pass and it opened up Forest's defence.
Well, he done that double shuffle, didn't he?
The boy.
He done the double shuffle when he went past some players and then pinned
I will say, guys, that he did give the ball away 14 times in the first 26
that's
minutes.
where he's got to improve.
And that is how, in football, that is how you lose games. If you're aren't controlling the game and passing straight, you're going to lose games.
Right. Can I just counter that and say that if you look at someone like Maddison, he also loses the ball a lot because of what he's trying to do on the pitch. It's actually not about. It's about where you lose the ball that's important. But if you get what I'm saying, like actually, if you look at Maddison's stats, they're not actually dissimilar. He loses the ball a lot, Maddison.
Madison can make things happen, can't he?
Yeah. I know, but
he actually makes things happen. There's a variation on that one.
But that's not the metric.
Archie done 2 brilliant balls. I must say they were.
Well, he's the only one trying to make things happen.
I'm a midfielder, and I like those balls that he did. The 2 balls that he did were brilliant. But yes, he's not got to lose the ball as much. All right,
well, it's like funny.
But that's what I'm trying to say, though. People are trying to use that metric against him. But when you compare him to other players who try and actually do something, it's actually not dissimilar. So I think it's really harsh to use that metric against him.
Agree.
But Forest wasn't the game for him, was it?
Yeah, no, but
It was-
me, it's been like this all
No,
season,
got
isn't it? He hasn't been great all season. He's
The
probably
boy's
had.
been played. The boy's been played in all different positions all season, man. Allow him. He's a young kid. He's been playing all different positions.
Anderson looked him an all one, didn't he? Really?
I'm going to say one thing about
Archie.
I'm going to say one thing about Archie Gray, right? Archie Gray. You can see the boy has got ability, right? He's not a shit player, right? It's just unfortunate. For a 19-year-old, you can see if he develops in the right way, he could be a top player, right? I don't doubt that. I just think for him to be a top player in the Premier League, he has to improve physically. He has to improve
100%.
physically. It's the only way he's going to ever be able to compete in the Premier League. Otherwise, he's always going to look like a lightweight player.
I could be Brad Pitt in the next couple of years. I could be Brad Pitt in the next couple of years. Sorry, mate.
Archie Gray.
When Bell came to Spurs, right?
He got knocked off the ball all the time, didn't he, Chris? Elliot got knocked off the ball, didn't he? All the time.
I can't hit anyone. One at a time, guys. I can't hit anyone, man. That's at the head.
When I hear this, yeah. Listen, right. I can't be bothered with Archie Gray, right? Because for me, at the moment, we've got a squad that is bang average at the moment. We ain't got time for Archie Gray to wait for him in the next couple of years. That's why we're
Yeah, but that's not Archie Gray's fault, Alex. That's the club's fault.
But my point is, though, unfortunately, we put him in
That's all we've got.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
all we've got, Alex.
The reason why Archie Gray is so heightened, there's so heightened kind of aura around him, or like a scrutiny around him, is because, like you just said, Ellie, that is all we've got, right? That is all we've got. That is not his fault, right? That's not his fault. If this was a proper football club, you'd have a top player playing, and he's the guy that comes on for 10 minutes, 15 minutes here or there, and you build him up slowly, right? Not rely on him as the main guy to play every single position in the squad possible.
Because he should have had Polina to help him out in that midfield against Forest.
Like we did with Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale got into the team 22 games we never won, right?
Yeah.
When Gareth Bale started, he was a skinny little
He got knocked off the ball, didn't he? It's so easy.
He got knocked off the ball, and then he worked on his physicality, and he became a proper man. And when you see Gareth Bale, wow, he took off, didn't he? I'm not saying Archie Gray's going to be a Gareth Bale because they're different players, they're different positions.
But my argument,
he has to work on his physicality.
I'll tell you that, Sonny. I read on the Spurs media that Bergvall and Archie Gray could be sold in the region of 80 million plus each.
Good, but can I just my argument?
Yeah, serious.
My argument is at the moment, right? My argument is that I just don't think we're wasting our time at the moment in terms of trying to develop them when we haven't got the players at the moment to he's the only player we've got, fair enough, but I think unfortunately we put him in that spotlight where now the pressure's on him, and because that pressure's on him right now in pressure games like Nottingham Forest, he's hung out to dry. Yeah, he's had his few moments, great. Yeah, well, that should be a standard for a top player.
He should be put aside of Polina.
He's not a top player.
He's not a top player. That's the
not a top player.
He's a youngster, man.
He's a young player.
Whoa, one at a time. I can't hear
He's
none
not
of
a
that.
top player.
He should
He's
be
a
put
youngster.
aside.
The thing is, he's a youngster, man.
All
right. Okie dokie. Listen, peeps, we're going to wrap up anyway because we've gone on longer than what we thought we was
I've enjoyed this.
I want to say thank you. Let me just read all those out. I know some of you might be on screen, but just so I don't forget anyone. So thank you, everyone that's come on tonight, which are Haz, Dave, Phil, Ellie, Joey, Danny Kiriakou, Danny, Box Office, Biker Yid, Mia, Mark Taylor, and Anthony did come on at the end, but he didn't get a chance to say anything. So
that's Alex's fault. Alex, shut up.
12 guests on tonight, which I don't think is too bad for a little channel that's going out there and people want to come on and talk. So
it ain't going to be a little channel if you keep going.
You're
like
a big channel.
Well, let me tell you, thank you very much to all of you that have come in and spoken tonight. I really appreciate that.
One sub, and a 60-odd likes.
There you go.
get the most people joining you as well, Cookie, on your fan shows.
Thank you very much. Yeah, well, we appreciate it. We let you go at it and let you have your say at the end of the day. I just want to thank, before we go as well, just want to say thanks to Drula, who became a new member tonight. So big up to Drula.
That's
Thank
my
you very
niece.
much.
Big up, Drula.
Appreciate that,
She's
Drula.
Tottenham through as well. We have good chats, me and my niece.
There you go. There you go. So big up to Drula. Big up to everyone. I'll be back. I think it's just me in the morning, Mark, isn't it? You're at work in the morning?
Yeah, I'm at work, mate.
I'll be back in the morning.
Too early for me, mate.
At 9:30. Okay.
Cookie, Drula's sons are very good footballers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. Half Jamaican, half Greek. Come on.
There you go. There you go. Happy days. Big. Well, let's hope they turn out to be Tottenham players and decent.
Yeah,
ones
I hope
that,
so.
Let's hope so. We need them. God help us. We need them.
Not wrong.
Thanks to everyone again. I'll see you in the morning. Breakfast brunch. Mark's going to end the show right now. See you all soon. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
Yeah, everyone.